Pearl as our opening map between these two teams, and I am so excited for it, man. Kang versus CNED, that's the matchup that I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, and here it is.
Right into mid, off the rip. Preordained is what it feels like. Kang one in the tally. Let's see how this fight gets taken. Dart taken care of. An attempt there from Sugetsu, but he's brought down, traded. Chichu now running down and getting the squeeze onto Angel. He's going to be able to hear all of this. He has to hold close to default, but he is being swamped from two different directions. Cove, recall star, or at least a normal star, at least to get him back out and into safety.
Really well done by Xiao there, throwing help utility for Angel. Can he make anything of it?
Let's regroup with the rest of his team. Still player's advantage for Na'Vi. Smoke fading away. Equalizing a little bit though. Maybe they can make something from this. Haodong, low on HP. Na'Vi gets a bit of information.
That might tell him that Haodong is in back hall though, and he's not. He's tucked over a generator.
Oh, well, okay, just spamming onto that corner. Still weak enough. Haodong takes the fight together with Chichu. That's going to be a pistol round. Going away of Edward Gaming.
And Kang starts it off by winning that aim duel against CNED. You are going to see this Jet head-to-head constantly on Pearl, and mostly from EDG. EDG's composition, the meta comp, is built around putting Kang into those positions. He's going to be opping a ton as well on the defense side. Navi's composition, it's really weird. I mean, we saw them play it at Locking kind of before this Harbor Viper meta got established. It looked really good. In fact, all time, you might be surprised to know that Navi are 8-0 on this map. They've never lost on Pearl, despite the fact they don't play any Harbor Viper. They've also not really played against, listen, I don't want to rag on the EMEA teams too badly, but they haven't played against any teams that are considered great on this map. So that might be one of the big reasons why they're undefeated still.
Pearl tends to get avoided quite a bit in the EMEA. Banned out or avoided entirely, so you are completely correct. It's an apt point about the amount of preparation and practice they might have against some better teams out in the map. Should be quite clean though, assuming you get the spike down. Taking their time with it.
And also, this has got to be traumatic for EDG, having to start on this map after it's been the heartbreaking, confidence-crushing way in which they've lost two of their best opportunities to secure a win in the column for China. You think back to Lock-In, EDG, hearts broken, 12-14 loss to 100 Thieves. And then we saw it again in this tournament to T1. The exact same thing, 12-14 loss in the final map on Pearl. Just history keeps repeating itself in cycles for this team. They can't get it over the line on Pearl despite being a really good squad. So they're hoping for something different here.
To bounce back from that mentally is really what you need to perform at the highest level, these big international tournaments. And the desk was talking about it, Kang's tweet as well about him losing sleep over these losses. Don't blame him.
Yeah.
It's been hard fought. The guy certainly been doing his fair share of deadlifting for the team, but let's take a look at this round now. A couple of rifles in the hands of the EDG, so there is some danger here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So slightly.
Their economy is excellent, in fact. So EDG are going to go and take A main control. Zipan's just jiggle peeking that. Hasn't seen anything just yet.
There it is. Information for Zipan is going to be backing away almost immediately here. Stars still available to be activated. This fight has taken it out, though. That's an important one. Smoggy wins it, pushing through the high tide. Again, just squeezing through the back. Angel's still alive, but Smoggy, again, the watchful eye on all of the extremities.
The trade's been good, but Sugetsu, he's got past this Nano Swarm.
Still Smoggy. He's there. The rifle in his hands. A short work. He's on for the ace. Already 4 kills for him. The lockdown placed CNED. He sees the spike, but he does have to vacate. He's got to get out of there.
And he's trying not to give away any information either.
Just walking, narrowly avoiding detainment, but you know where he is. Cascade now pushed into his face. A bit of spam this way. Snakebite avoided. Tap onto the spike. No one's watching for it, but wow, Smoggy set up for the ace.
Smoggy, the highest rated player in the most recent tournament run that they had in China. Not the top of the table in terms of the fragging, because that's almost always going to be Kang, but arguably one of the most impactful players that they have. He's gone from being that main duelist for the team, while Kang was playing the chamber back in the old meta, to now just being a full-time flex for the squad. He's playing Initiator, he's sometimes playing duelist for them. You'll see him on Lotus later on. and now on Killjoy, showing you what he's capable of. EDG's one of their biggest win conditions is getting the other players that aren't Kankan online. Great start.
Amazing start. I mean, this is Navi's map pick of Pearl. They went here after watching, Edward Gaming have these incredibly close losses on the international stage, most recently as well, maybe expecting that they could have an advantage here, but so far so good. Yeah, in that third round, man, they've knocked Navi down to the half by.
This is going to be very difficult for Navi to hold on and avoid a 0-4 beginning. These bad starts to maps were plaguing Navi. Their game against NRG, they started map 1, 2-6 down, map 2, 1-8 down, map 3, 1-8 down. I mean, the beginnings of these maps were just diabolical, but that's maybe an opening for Zipan's found.
Potentially a great one, but, well, Cena just can't quite claim the second kill. It's evened out, 4 versus 4, weapon advantage, of course, still to Edward Gaming, and look how they're playing. It's doubled up towards the back of Hall as a stun at the feet of Howardong, but swings out, claims his just before it's said and done. Well, Shao is really not quite making a mess of this, he's really just pulling them back into it, because suddenly, just like that, you cannot count a team like Navi out.
A small smile there on Zipan's face. Chichu made an absolute mess of that one in the duel against Angel. But Navi were also getting some blinding shots off. Shao in particular on the Astra with the Sheriff in hand. And you're right, you can never count a team like this out. Even when they're playing a little sloppily or they're in a slump, the individual ability on players like Shao and Sugetsu, the mechanics, the aim, is just sublime.
Yeah. Shao playing with a point to prove. Might have seen my top 10 list, I'm not too sure, but those shots were quite good.
And look at what that's done for the economy. CNED gets an operator in round 5.
Watching towards mid. It's interesting. I mean, Edward Gaming, when they've been playing Pearl, not too much nuance in terms of their play on this map on the attack side. It's heavy emphasis placed towards A and B, the far other side of the map in terms of those extremities. Middle, they don't really put too much play into, but CNED chooses to watch it. Here we go. High Tide ripped across, is having to really shove him off that angle because, again, holds his ground, dashes back. Great opener.
Nice timing from CNED finding the opening kill there. Kankang's looking to see if he can equalize things over towards A. It's so interesting hearing the Desk and Doombros discuss EDG as being a very aggressive team. They're actually, in my opinion, one of the least aggressive of all the Pacific squads that we have at this tournament, or at least they're the team that knows when to slow it down.
Yeah. I'm saying in the content piece as well, Kankang himself, oh my, agile with the movements, he gets it though, does not evade going down.
Yeah, that's opened things up on the other side, so it's a 4v4, but now Navi have lost control of B. Seekers will tell them everything.
Cleared away for a safe plan. Angel seeing if he can do some damage before they can get themselves into the position as a dart. See some spam behind this wall potentially. Anybody taking care of this? Doesn't tag onto anyone. Nobody. What is that? 2 kills from that position. Tagged up. Just absolutely ludicrous.
It's a bad plant though. This Astra Wall is going to be really important here.
Yeah, it's committed. It's going to force Edward Gaming to play in front of this now, or at least to try and pick and choose a timing past it.
Can anyone hear the diffuse noise? It looks like Smoggy might be able to.
Kankang swings out, takes a timing there. A misplay potentially. Here's the tap. Chichu's going to be able to hear that. Back and forth through the wall, and there we have it. Navigated effectively, diverting that. It was a bit of a chaotic crisis, but no.
But the big
around
reason,
the win.
I mean, Brent, the big reason they lose it is because nobody just jumps through their own Viper wall and gets 2. This was great from Chichu to start this off, but this is the play that gets it, and it's just a 2K that's ridiculous. How he kills CNED, I've no idea. I don't think that's intentional. But do you remember back to Navi playing against NRG? They were giving up 2Ks all over the map.
Yeah.
They were swinging out on Ascent A heaven, losing player after player to 2Ks, 3Ks from crashes.
Spacing not being good.
The spacing was awful. They were also getting collatted on split constantly. This Navi team, their spacing is causing them massive issues. Just how they group up together needs to be a focus for them.
State of the economy is a little bit odd here. Zipan with the rifle in his hands, maybe just going for a bit of a play, hoping to catch one player unaware. Pays for it though. Still a minute 10 in the round as well, so potential for them to really slow this down. Take the B site in waves. Don't have to rush into too much if you are EDG.
And one of Haodong's big points in this round is going to be to try and figure out if Navi have stacked the site. As the IGL for the team.
They're scared of a push through A.
Yeah, you can see them pinging it in the spawn.
They flash spawn as well with the sky to try and get any sense of noise cues that somebody might have been pushed, but no. They're going to choose to commit into this. There's a smoke in their face. Trailblazer.
That flash,
Few areas. Nice start.
The flash behind gives them good confidence, but now nobody doesn't have one up to actually push forward.
30 seconds left.
Not going to have that utility now. We're getting to 27 seconds. Navi, pretty much the entirety of their team as well, grouped up towards this area, trying to force out a bait out. A lot of these big tools, there it is, Hunter's Fury to try and deny the plan with 17 seconds left. Time running so damn short. CNED skipping and hopping all the way across. He's going to be falling, spammed through, Shao! He claims 2.
But the spike was planted.
It was indeed, wasn't denied. Common angles. Bullets raining down onto them. Nobody is weak. Angel, 5 health. Dart going to be used to clear close. Into Link. A rifle picked up, but overextends. His body just out in the open, and it's left Shao to do the most. The moment where they line up here. Time pressure, no, and they were watching for it. The smoke, the push, 5-1. That's going to be that scoreline. EDG off to a fantastic beginning.
What an excellent start for the Chinese team that are hunting for the first win for them across 3 international appearances, and also the first win for Chinese Valorant. They've been hunting for this all throughout their history as being the #1 team in China. And they've forced out a tactical timeout here as Doombros gets a chance to talk with the rest of the squad. You heard about how Doombros, it was actually one of the best answers that we've gotten from the coaches in terms of those little interview pieces, but he said that they'd spent the prep work. The thing that he pointed out was building specific protocols within the team to deal with EDG's aggression. Now, if you're unfamiliar with top-level Valorant gameplay, that means, you know, if EDG do X, then we reply with Y. So maybe it's, if EDG smoke in specific places, we're going to have somebody watching because they like to push through. Or it's, you know, if they use this little piece of utility, we're going to expect them to go extremely aggressive and we're going to drop back and give them more respect than we would to other teams. You know, small adjustments like that. But actually, EDG are playing this really slowly, very patiently. And that's what I noticed watching them in China. They're about the only team in Chinese Valorant that will slow the round down in the middle. And Haodong, one of the hallmarks of how he likes to call the game, is applying pressure in one area of the map and then slowing down in the mid-round and try to bait a reaction out of the other team. Now, Navi themselves are actually quite slow too.
Yeah.
So this could end up being a really, like, brain-intensive, low-action game.
I mean, a nuanced game of Valorant, which you might not really expect too much, right? I mean,
very surprising when you're thinking about Kang CNED on this map.
Operator for CNED, though. Pushed up, deep dart broken. Has the dash, he's going to activate it. You know, somebody's here. Does he choose to take the fight? Orb in his face. Still has the dash.
Meanwhile, pressure being applied over towards A right now. EDG are like faking an entrance, trying to burn it out. No, they're just going straight in.
They're just barreling forwards.
Okay.
Yeah, no subterfuge around this one. Spike starting to get planted now with the breaking load of that utility. Fragmentator decided a little bit late there. It's delayed.
They got in very quickly into A. Jishu is miles away at this point.
He's going to be out of the action, honestly. This is a big map as well. He might have to get a bit of a move on.
We saw Vipers have those nanoswarm lineups, Mako specifically, from mid.
Big group up here towards the back of the site here. No command. Ripped off. Kang falls. Finds it. Lockdown as well.
They wrap it.
This is really difficult. They're going to have to try and wrap around and break this one, but they're all just falling to it. It's watched. Through the choke point. Up to just Smoggy. Detected, pulled. This way, that way. The util is nice from Navi. They do circumvent that.
And 2 big ultimates being used there. The null command to make sure that EDG didn't really have any counter utility to throw, and then the lockdown to secure the space for them. So that's a combination that you're not often going to see from teams on this map, but clearly Navi very comfortable in their own game and how they want to play a retake like that. EDG was scrambling for an answer. So now we're going to see an extremely weird situation. And once we head back into the game here, you'll see that the economy It's a little awkward for EDG. It's not too bad because there's a Blade Storm online, but Howdong does have a Stinger. And they have massive ults. So EDG need to win this one. Very important for the momentum.
The fact that Kang hasn't bought a rifle for Howdong, I think, implies that he wants to try and get the op for next round. Here we go, moving across the side. CNED wide out in the open. There's really no support for him there. He's been punished for it.
It was Smoggy taking a straight-up aim duel as well. Chishu had the free kill, and Smoggy just takes him out.
So that's the op, maybe saving a bit of pocket change for Kang if he was trying to opt into saving it, but still holds his ground and position. Trailblazer pushing forwards. It does spot out a lot of that Killjoy utility. You can see the pings on the map there. Oh, yep, that's spammable. Got to be careful. But slowed down again. Like you're saying, Josh, this EDG team, they've definitely learned from these international appearances.
Absolutely.
One suppressed.
Oh, that timing.
Wow, that is brutal. Well, the right click doesn't land. Zipan who wins the fight.
Don't know how, he was pushed up right into Zipan's face.
Into Seekers though. Finally, the tempo is increased. They take the site though. 30 seconds. Lockdown's going to be used to try and clear them back. Angel still holding his ground there. Bit of spam onto the corner. Gets tagged ever so slightly, but has to respect this one. Still, the spike's not going down, and it's an opportunity for Navi to really flood back into this one, but spike planted. Here's the Viper's pit as well. I think escapes it ever so slightly on the edge.
That is not a good pit for the plant position.
Not planning for it. Shout rips off the head of nobody, trying to hold towards the back of Hall to tap onto the spike. A bit of spam. Raw damage again. The Viper's pit falls as well as Chichu goes down. It's down to Smoggy. He cannot withstand that. Trouble face, the Navi players. Excellency on display.
And I talked about how important that round was going to be for EDG because their economy relied on it. They had so many ults too. They absolutely fumbled those ultimates. I mean, the Viper's pit was literally just missed where the spike plant was. And that's a very, you know, something you can just go over in server time, should never be missed in a situation like that. And then also, might have missed it, but Howdong sent his Reckoning miles away.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he just sent it into spawn when EDG had no chance of being able to follow up on it. Navi just flooded into sight. So a big fumble from EDG after an excellent start on this map has allowed Navi to get back into things. You can't offer a team like Navi opportunities. They're gonna take them.
Steadily clawing their way back in terms of the rounds. Emphasis placed from Navi into mid. Taking this one together again, and CNED holding with the op towards double doors. Oh, and his angles, Chichu. He heard the footsteps and he was hoping to catch a cheeky timing. CNED though too wise for that. Doesn't give up that space and positioning. The rest of Edward Gaming also now grouped up on a bit of a weaker buy. Kang does have the rifle though, and well, nobody as well with the Guardian. Start to do some serious damage, already dashing forwards towards the back of the site. How does he want to play this one? Well, with pure disrespect, that's what he's got in mind. Just walking right through the high tide, slowed down, not a care in the world. He's going for it again, man.
Yeah.
Look at this. This time holding a closer position towards the back. He's got the rest of his team as well to help him out. Maybe nobody potentially getting a flash online at some point to help him out.
Navi are taking a long time setting up this retake.
The side flip like this, it could be in a bit of trouble. Moving the way through, yeah, that's seen it taken care of through art now. These players need to be keeping this one together. Otherwise, it's going to be falling to pieces very, very quickly for Navi. Edward Gaming still with the Sheriffs, with the rifles in their hands. It's a one fight. Very smart reposition from them in a moment.
Yeah, what a great adjustment. EDG have been playing these post-plant situations so strangely, sometimes with players miles away, sometimes pushed up extremely close. That time flipping the map. Kangkang's not going to play with disrespect like that all the time, but this was such a great round to do so. He's the only player with a rifle. He's got to make a play, otherwise the Navi retake is probably going to work, and he chooses his timing perfectly. CNED was all alone on that side of the map. Kangkang once again winning that Jet head-to-head, although, frankly, hasn't really been the story of the match so far.
Seeing the way that this Pearl map has played as well, as a breath of fresh air. It's been really no semblance of trying to play for the post-plant util. It's just been these fights being taken, util to set them up.
Yeah, different style for sure.
Yeah, EDG. Set the sides towards art, break the util.
And then slow the pace down. Now, Navi aren't the kind of team that's going to make an aggressive move on the other side of the map most of the time. You know, Angel's on Sova. He's not going to be pushing up and allowing Chichu a free pick. This style works fantastically in China, but not really finding the openings that Haodong's looking for.
Well, they do force out the dash from CNED.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. It means that you can't play as aggressively now with this operator.
And also because they haven't given away any sound cues, CNED isn't here to meet them on B if they do intend to commit.
Here we go. It's a stamping herd of elephants all the way down. Xiao inside of his own star, yeah, playing around it. Let's claim Kang. Jet player falling. Smoggy was attempting something there, akin to a lurk all the way through into Art, so it's left him at a massive player disadvantage. Now you see it firing through. The sidelines are theirs. They know exactly where nobody is. Convergence on his position. So Navi really are just collecting these rounds up.
Yeah, they are. Certainly back into this half. It's a prime gaming flawless for them. Not an anti-eco or anything, just Xiao choosing the right timing to make the play. They forced the timeout here. Look at this play though. He blooms this smoke, and it's the kind of smoke that he can, you know, he can throw that at any point, whether he's there on the site or whether he isn't. It's just a good smoke to have. We saw him throwing it as help utility for Angel previously too. And he dips inside of it at that point, catches the EDG players completely off guard. EDG have still got holes in their game for sure, and you can make plays like that exploit it. I think one of the most challenging things for EDG when they come to global tournaments like this is that they dominate China so easily, it feels, that even the plays that have holes in them, the plays that aren't tactically, fundamentally sound, they still win. And so trying to pick those apart from the good strats is difficult when they come to an event like this.
Yeah, trying to make those improvements ahead of time.
You don't know which ones are going to work globally because you don't have that level of experience. That's where the learning comes from champs, from lock-in. But trying to pick out and select the right plays and discard the bad ones without playing scared is difficult. It's a real challenge for these inexperienced squads.
Here they stand, approaching the halfway mark of Pearl. 2 rounds away from that, but as you can see from the timeline, Navi making it more respectable. See if EDG can.
Well, it's a bad economy for them.
The last 2 underneath their belt, yeah. But they have got that operator in Kang's hand.
And this is the round to go for something crazy if you're EDG, like we saw before. Navi fighting for A main control this time. Not something that they've done too much of.
There's a dart and a flash to reclear. And a drone as well is used on top of it.
Very heavy commitment. This tells you that Angel's moved away from his normal position over towards back B, and he swapped with the operator. Can EDG get a read on that?
This is a very deep angle for Zipan to be playing in. The op misses onto the corner. Smoke blooms. Creates a bit of a one-way for Zipan.
It's a very awkward
space to maneuver.
Yeah, it's a very awkward smoke to get through as an attacker. You feel unsafe constantly there if you're trying to scale.
You renew it. Another star placed down. 45 seconds. That's what we're looking at in terms of the round. A bit of re-exploration from Xiao now.
It looks like with the direction of the spike that we're going to have.
Soon.
Oh yeah. So we've got a small battle in Art, but also the jet fight over towards B long. And Xiao wins that one against Smoggy, so no opening there for the attackers.
Smoggy just out in the open, not expecting a player to be pushed like that.
There is an op battle over here, but the spike's going back over to A.
Yeah, this is all over the place. A jump spot. Peak holds his ground. Both of the shots going wide. A bit of a handshake as the bullets go over the shoulders.
This has pulled the A players away.
Oh yeah, it's faked it. Chichu falls. Kang's getting out of there now. 11 seconds remaining, but nobody onto the A side to deny this one. So the plant will go down. We'll see the extension of play in this round, but there needs to be some risks taken. Nobody, that's why he's pushing forwards, but as he goes to clear close, his crosshair placement just wasn't locked onto the right place. Give Xiao an easy one, left into a 2v5. It's gonna take a miracle. Maybe Kang can be the player to do so. There's one, jump spot, collateral, again, skewered into the back, and suddenly it's winnable. And Elva pointing out the knives have been earned. He backs away with the dash because he's buying time for Haodong. Haodong spotted. Around towards the back, a tap onto the spike. Kang. The emphasis is placed. And a shot lands, but he just cannot manage it. But my God, did he give it all he's got?
So close. What a play. I mean, phenomenal stuff. I thought everything that he did there was immaculate, and I'm amazed that they had the awareness to still be looking out for Haodong. Really, that's the play that ends up losing it for him there. Kang did everything he possibly could, including this.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, that is insane.
But it's such incredible awareness to still be checking flowers for that second player.
Yeah, it really is.
Kang's providing that much pressure. Great stuff from NAVI to shut that down, because that looked superb.
That's the quality of play you could expect. In case you haven't been watching Edward Gaming play. Kang, it feels like he pulls out moments like that at any point in time when he's got that operator.
Which he still has.
Yeah. And so final round of this first half. Trailblazer used.
That's a
But
lot
after
of
the drone, yeah, the drone does spot the two of them, doesn't it?
They know the
Oh boy. Hunter's Fury all grouped up. It's tagged. Two players. A lot of damage done. It's Angel. Rips it away. The first kill for him. Let's see. This is a bit of a scramble for EDG. It's offset. The player disadvantage. Smoggy. He earns his towards R. Again, the tempo just been dropped a tad, isn't it? Slow down the pace, cut noise. Wait to see what NAVI will do, because it's re-exploration from Angel. It's watched, yeah, Kang's got it. The op angle, it's there. With Angel falling now, they want to try and go into this, but Zipan is close to the corner. Are they going to clear him? Yeah, it's a hard clearance from Howlon, but he doesn't have anybody else to trade it through still. The shot lands, the shot's nailed. Kang, you can always rely on him. CNED, nice. Bladestorm now with the dash. Plenty of updrafts as well to go. What can he do with it? Up in the air, the reactions! Just extraordinary. And Sugetsu, last one standing, a 1v3. Warbang through, dash away, one bullet left. Of course Kang's going for it. He's feeling it. 7-5, well-earned round.
Excellent stuff from Kang, really showing what he's capable of in a much slower paced half. He ends it with 14 kills, still not top rank. It's Xiao that was part of that big comeback from NAVI. NAVI started the half desperately poorly. I think it was 1-5 at some point. But they get themselves back up to a respectable half for both teams.
Explosive so far. None of that double wall, post-plant, Molly's being sent over. No, I mean, this is NAVI playing something quite unorthodox in terms of what we've been used to over in the Americas, but Edward Gaming, can they carry on at this pace with the way Kang is as well? Got to be prioritizing, like Yinsu was saying, that operator in his hands ASAP.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think Desk has some great points. Kang should find it easier to have an op on defense. He's got to worry about different pieces of utility, though, like the drone and the recon dart.
Where's that landing?
That's a recon just to clear out that close area, the same way that a Cascade Flash would usually do it for the Harbor Viper comp. And it's very difficult to break whilst not being committed.
Two players contacting an either way. Turret taken out. They expect it. Someone close. Two of them. And Kang does not shy away from the fight, but he's taken out.
Xiao and Sugetsu stand like pillars in mid.
Still another bit of an attempt from Chuchu. Oh, agile with the movement. Smoggy's still looking as well to take his own fight towards B. NAVI don't rush into things. They get the kills, they back away, they slow it down. They've got a minute left in this pistol round. They don't need to jump into anything.
EDG are going to look to try and make a move here. Because when you're in a 3v5, you've got to try and make something happen.
Chichu can hear it. Oh, wow. Almost catching that timing.
I mean, he's also only got a classic there, so very difficult to land the kill.
And the Swarm's going to be deaded here. Dart does tag towards the back onto two of the players. Smoggy has got to hold it down towards that angle, but everyone just trying to push through the smokes as well. Help flood into the site before NAVI were able to get the ball rolling, but that's a pistol round for them.
And when you have players that are as incredibly mechanically skilled as NAVI, where their aim is so precise, people like Sugetsu and Xiao, for example, these ghosts just look ultimately deadly in their hands. The small taps, precise tapping aim onto the head. Xiao and Sugetsu are going to be a deadly force whenever they're playing together for mid control or B control.
Yeah. Important one to win for NAVI as well. Deny any chance for EDG to get the money rolling. Kang actually opting into a bit of a Marshall. Grouped up. Cena's now got that Phantom as well, so extra bullets in the clip for him to spray through, farming up the orbs. Bit of priority here. NAVI going for that classic buy of theirs as well, with two of the ghosts. Looking for a clean, flawless round from them. Hopefully get the economy going.
And EDG cannot afford to let a game of Pearl slip through their hands again. Like we were talking about earlier, there have been 2 matches lost this year that ended on Pearl in 12-14, heartbreaking, confidence-crushing, morale-melting fashion.
Nobody swinging to break the drone. Everybody walking through in towards Art. NAVI haven't made any noise here. Grouped up side by side like ships in the night. And they collapse, they collide. Head to head, face to face. High Tide blocking off a bit of that one, but not too much left to withstand it. Towards the back of the side, nobody's escaping some of the harm, but as well, that knife will spot at least him. Just load up.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. That's like a warship meeting a dinghy on the open ocean. That's not a fair fight. Splintered the EDG ship to pieces there. But yeah, the slim lead that they had at the half is now going to get equalized. And 7-7, they're going to be massively relying on Kankan to get some value done. That's a prime game in Flawless for NAVI. Score 7-7.
Yeah.
And this composition is going to really force EDG to think on their feet. It's the Sova utility in particular that's difficult to anticipate. You see the way that Com plays it on Fracture, for example. It's about anticipating where the darts are going to land most of the time and making sure you're not playing one-and-done positions against the drone.
But when Sova's never played on a map as well, you're not really pre-aiming it.
Yeah, it's
you
very
don't know
hard
when you don't know when the darts are coming towards you, so that's what makes it so effective.
It's also just good for being able to get information behind these high tides and Viper walls.
Yeah, certainly. Really important beginning for NAVI. So again, reiterating the same points, it's forced Kanghang to go into the half armor and the rifle. Doesn't have the money flowing enough to buy an operator on the defense side, so.
Shishu with a bit of a jump peek there.
Yeah.
Zipan's looking to pre-aim it. It's only a Bulldog. But now he's trying to take out any alarm bot that's going to be in that area. No such luck.
Nobody. Oh.
He's so far ahead. I mean, Kankang's not the one taking contact there, it's the Sky.
Yeah. It's unusual. And so much later, look at Kankang right behind.
They're not going to anticipate this. The recon dart got bad information. Angel thinks this area is clear, but Kankang can't afford to go quickly because he'll make footsteps. He is going to get behind them, though, and meet an alarm bot at some point.
And he did get information.
It's hard for him, really, to influence the round, though, without giving away his positioning to Sugetsu, who's ready to pounce.
He has called, though, that they've all rotated over towards B. That's why EDG is stacking it. Yet Sugetsu has watched it. So Kankang not going to be getting away with that. Not onto the flank. Spam onto the high tide corner. Chichu falls close to default. Round the side. Howdong, Smoggy. They pounce out from the woodwork. And Smoggy has maybe made this one winnable. 19 seconds. Spike drop down is favorable. Spam but screens the reload. Fight there for the taking. Incredible stuff.
Where's he pulled that one out from?
That's just insane.
How has he managed that? He was getting spammed in the corner. He hears the reload on the player that invested those bullets to do such significant damage, and he chooses his timing to pounce.
He doesn't lose his cool when the bullets start raining through that wall. He hears the reload, he swings off of it, hoping for a freebie.
And he pulls it out against Sugetsu and Shao as well. What a monster.
That is just disgusting.
That's 2 rounds now where Smoggy's won it for them.
They needed it. Deep wall cutting across towards A.
Take a look at the economy here, just for a moment. Chishu only has a ghost, and Kankang has not dropped for him because Kankang wants to get an op online. Yeah. The economy management here, a little awkward for EDG. And Chishu's the player that's hard anchoring B, so this could get really weird.
There's CNED as well, who's decided to opt into the operator of his own. He has worked himself onto that deep B angle. There's a fight that potentially you might see a bit of a brawl towards A. Still doesn't land the shot onto the jump peak. Howdong using his high tide. It's an interesting one.
It's a bizarre one.
It's like an abstract art piece on the minimap.
I mean, it's also a question mark, so it really is a piece of poetry.
Yeah, I'm often left with questions sometimes watching some of these teams, but in this case, it's been a delight.
Okay, so now Chichu, is he going to look for info again? No, just pops up the Viper wall. I am really interested to see how this player with the Ghost is going to be able to handle the hit. They've been effective so far for NAVI, but the time is running low.
Yep, 25 seconds. Rifle in CNED's hands now. There's a snakebite at his feet. It's going to stave off that aggression as well. The Viper Orb will fall, though. Kang still towards the back of Halls. What timing does he take? There's a smoke drop down. He just can't quite land the shots, the bullets. Raining down, not hitting that spray. Down as well, and the smoke still. Watch for CNED is there. G2 flicks to the side with the ghost.
Huh?
Okay. Wins that one, doesn't he? Everyone from Navi backing away, though. They want to try and play this one from a post-plant position because Angel does have the Hunter's Fury.
Xiao's about as far away as he could possibly get.
Yeah.
But he'll still have a pull on the spike.
That's that global presence and utility. Really does apply that time pressure. EDG hoping that they can at least stick onto it, on top of the angle, swinging through into the high tide, and now really is all on Angel. Okay, Hunter's Fury. It's ripped across over the top as well. Xiao is still behind them. Damage done. Xiao right behind. It denies it. It's half on the defuse. Nobody is miles away. He realizes it's not winnable. The timing, it was there for Xiao. There was always the potential that he ended up missing it, but oh my God, that was strained.
Yeah, but Navi showcasing how they're going to play that long-range post-plant game with this composition, with the pull and Xiao going on an extraordinary lurk. Xiao is never in danger there. There you see the pull on the spike. Both teams actually with very good protocols in this round. You saw Navi holding the smokes, knowing that EDG wanted to push through them. And then EDG themselves with the high tide pushing through. I think both teams played that nicely, but it's EDG's economy that gets massacred.
It's so weird, isn't it? Because they win that prior round, it resets the loss bonus. They can't save for the op still.
Yep.
And they've been sacrificing their economy this entire time to try and get Kang this op. It's going to take another miracle. Nobody. Close. The rifle, though, not getting any work done. Round to the side, Kang's there. Dash, disengage away.
How's he got out?
There's no way he's surviving here, but he is.
He's upgraded to a Vandal.
That is insane.
Absolute robbery.
Where's he pulled that one from? Off the ground.
He's just mugged Navi.
That is unbelievable.
Question is whether he can make anything of it, though, because they're still at a player disadvantage here. It's a 3v4.
Here we have it. Cosmic Divide cuts up, smokes, Nana swarms, dropping it. Nobody can push up and play off of this one, backing around. Back of the site still contained. This Cosmic Divide is really difficult to get through.
And you can see how good Navi are at playing around their own comp. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, the dart behind the wall. Any chance of EDG trying to play as the wall was going down, denied. They back away. Looking to do some damage here. Is the round really still winnable? Time is ticking. Further and further. There's a pull on the spike.
There's just no way it is. I'd like to see Kang save the oh, well, if he saves the Vandal, he might not have enough money actually to buy the operator, so never mind. Okay. All right, so by the look of it, we will finally have the Kang op online. So he has enough to be able to buy one Cloudburst, one updraft with his op and his light armor. But we're already 6 rounds into the half.
Yeah, this is Navi that, I mean, at this point, they equalize. They now have the lead in the rounds. It's 9-8, so is it going to be too little too late? We'll have to find out.
I'd love to see if Navi have got any fast rounds planned to make the tempo different, assuming they get the read on Kang potentially having an op.
The drone's used early, doesn't spot Kang. Obviously, he's playing all the way over towards B, deep. Player at his side, and now pressure mounting onto Howdon. Can he anchor? Going to be any sort of explosive presence? Well, smoke goes down, nobody out into the open. There's a splash. A dash, CNED's towards the back with a dart as well. You can feel the pressures there. Smoggy did well to try and watch for that one. Covered one angle, still close to the corner, has the lockdown. Angel, he knows he's there. Way to the side, adjusts the aim ever so slightly. Gets away with it. Left on 56 health. Complete avoidance of Kang.
Really well done by Navi. They realize that Kang is not going to be opping over towards A as soon as they take A main control. They pivot into an A hit. Nobody caught out in the open. And they stop Smoggy from being able to safely put down that lockdown. No chance of a retake. 2 players with massive ults there. Howdong had Reckoning, Smoggy had lockdown. Neither of them able to play in this. Navi just applying the squeeze onto EDG and perfectly timed with when Kang finally had enough money to get the op online. We're still only just beginning to enter the final quarter of Pearl, but it feels like Navi have gone from looking shaky at the start to now being completely in control. They're controlling EDG's economy. Their A and B hits have both been excellent. People are getting caught out left, right, and center on EDG by the Sova utility, by the timings of things. And It honestly feels like the same kind of story that we've seen twice this year already, where EDG let a Pearl slip through their fingers.
Oh, your heartbreak. Tragic series of events. There's so many chances for EDG to get a win here and there at these international events. And now, this match right here, elimination. It's the last chance for Masters Tokyo to make their stand. But NAVI have got so much to play for. I mean, listen, we'd be saying that normally with any elimination game, but there really is just that extra bit of pressure on both of these teams. NAVI trying to fight not to fly 6,000 miles to play an LCQ. That is just insane. I mean,
yeah, that's one of the scariest players I've seen. Wouldn't want to be sitting next to that person. EDG gonna take a timeout. I think even more so than anything tactical, now's a good opportunity for the EDG coaches to just be calming the team down.
Yeah.
The more you think about the fact that you're letting it slip away, the more it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you start worrying, if you lose the confidence, you start doubting your teammates, going to hero plays, all of these things can be a swift path to defeat.
Maintain that composure. But his half is, yeah, it's slipping away from them. It's all been NAVI.
It's also just excellent work by NAVI.
Yeah.
They're identifying where the operator is, and these execs, EDG don't know where to look with the utility. I don't think they'll have ever played against a composition like this, or at least not recently. People used to run solo Astra comps on this map, but not for a long while.
Look at how good it is. I mean, the deep knife that's delayed for the first 10 seconds of the round. They know that nobody's pushed up close. Drone spots out Kang. So
And
that's
look how
the goal of that
quickly they
util.
leave.
Yeah, and they instantly respond.
Bye-bye.
This is the NAVI game plan. Even though they're not running the double wall comp.
This is quite cool, though. Haldong stuck himself into a really awkward position. So if they're anticipating NAVI running away from Kang, nobody's baiting for Haldong here. The problem is he's only got it.
Well, he just cascaded from the corner.
He's just giving away where he is.
Yeah.
All good.
Okay.
I mean, he only had a sheriff anyway. It's not like you can spray everyone down.
Uses it to reposition. Updraft on top of the box.
Kang's already here.
No command as well. Through. There it is. Rips forwards. Run and gun. That's the play. CNED doesn't want to catch those hands as well. Not in a straight-up gunfight. Takes out the opposition. Xiao really being swept, just trying to buy time for the rest of his team as well, because nobody in Haldong, they were being squeezed.
Good help. Very good help by
Seconds.
CNED and Sugetsu.
Nobody got Zipan up. 2 versus 3. Chichu taking risks. Wider play. Shots not really landing onto the target there. Rattled off with the sheriff. Still the lockdown. Opting to use it.
For it.
Opting to use it. They have the guns for the job as well. The fight is lost. Xiao is so damn consistent. The rifle will change hands here. Picked up towards main, but really have to get a move on. They don't have art control. There's nano swarms. There's a pull. Really just does not feel winnable for Smoggy. Just way too much against him. The tap onto the spike, baiting out the next level towards it, but you can hear it. The spike is ticking, rapidly approaching the demise of the round. Baiting it out. There's one, almost grabbing the second, but again, just that time, he doesn't have it, he realizes it. Operator even denied from him. He was hoping to get that into the next round. But NAVI, they've just got a chokehold. They know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, their control of the game is excellent. Remember, though, that was an anti-eco round. EDG are going to be going into this one with rifles. This now becomes the most important round of the map so far. Round 20 could well define whether or not NAVI win or EDG are able to get back into things. And a moment to talk about Xiao. I mean, his Astra just puts him in positions to take smart fights so often, and his aim is superb.
25 kills.
Unbelievably consistent.
Just insanity with this level of play.
It's like the Grim Reaper. He's utterly inevitable.
Exactly right. That role that he's playing with the Astra, it's usually going to be that final line of defense if it's even necessary, but it's been ripping apart EDG. Alarm bot close here. Contact play, but groups up with NAVI. They remove a lot of this Killjoy utility. Flash over the top as well. Reckoning is a choice to fight this. Evo Gaming, they want to take it to them. Spike's been dropped. NAVI, okay, all the way, this way, that way. It's going to be the dash to disengage for CNED. Behind the box as well, wants to try and take the clean fight. It does so. Kang will fall. Spike is still dropped in the middle of nowhere, but massive player disadvantage. What a reaction from NAVI.
Yeah, so good. Those are the kind of protocols that they'll have been working on.
Round to the side though, players are weak. Chuchu resets the aim. towards the box. Xiao! There's that last level, that last line of defense, but it's up to Angel. Smoggy has the read. He's holding this angle. Not a care in the world, not a worry. Can he land the shot with the reactions? Again! Smoggy has been the savior for this team.
We talked about how important that round was going to be, and Smoggy bails them out. Not just that, but the grit to go for 2 aggressive reclears of Art. The first one, supported by the Reckoning and the Seekers, didn't work out, but here, Chichu and Smoggy decide to refight that area again, and they catch a player reloading and another one not quite ready for the timing. And then what a read at the end from Smoggy. There are 2 players, one on each team, really stepping up, and I thought it was going to be CNED Kankan. It's not. It's those supportive players, the last bastions, Xiao and Smoggy, having their own private battle to see how many rounds they can win.
And that was one hell of a lifeline that has been offered. It's got the op back into Kankang's hand. It's renewed sense of hope maybe that the map could still be theirs. It's only 2 rounds to stand between them and being able to bring it to even against what Navi's running. The drone didn't see anything.
And that's more scary for Navi.
Is.
If you don't see anything, Kankan might have just been dodging it and getting ready to post back up. But they're gonna start going forwards anyway.
Yeah. Viper's bit off of what kind of timing, not too sure.
It works though.
Yeah, lay it down here. Knife broken. CNED, he's inside the pit. He's got the dash active. Looks like he wants to make a play. Spamming, that is so damn dangerous. But the decay kicking in. There's a lockdown. This will clear this one all the way out. Chichu can't afford to play into this one. They're still watching double doors because they knew that Sagetsu was lurking. Dog did spot him at the beginning of this round. There's a gap towards the back here of Halls, and there it is, Smoggy. He catches it. Maybe not the player is anticipating. Chichu finally dealt with though towards the back of Halls. It's 4 versus 4, retaking with the operator plan. Denied. Spam through. It's Haodong bringing this one down. Angel now forced to try and plant this, but as the smoke fades away, Sagetsu is massive. It's 2 kills.
Here.
Both sides looking for an advantage with the operator. Kang down. Angle there. Back of Halls. Smoke. CNED in towards it. It's got to be calmed. He hits the flick. Do they know where he is?
Diffuse the spike.
Dashes back. Pings towards it. Out to the wide. Sagetsu lands the shot. 3 kills in a round. Can he make it 4? To bring it to 12. A tap. Doesn't open himself wide. He knows he's not on it. He gets the info. Another tap. Smoggy desperate to bait the peak. Does he know he's not in it now with the tag onto the defuse? Smoggy, time and on board, and what is that? Sagetsu is just a menace.
There are so many unbelievably good players in this match. It's an absolute pleasure to watch them play these kind of situations. The way that Sagetsu's won this round is unreal. And these tiny, tiny little peaks are perfect to just draw the player off the spike. After Smoggy's been so immaculate in the end of these rounds as well.
That is icy.
Beautifully played. That once again knocks the EDG economy down. This is going to be the most difficult round for them to win if there's any chance of the comeback happening. Any chance of this going to OT.
Navi, one more round will do it. Lock up the first map in this series will be under their belt. Walls on walls. It's a cascade and a high tide. Sent flying near the beginning, Navi grouping up. 3 of their players. Not really too much intention behind it though. Just a drone while the rest of them actually back away.
It's a good break though, because it stops them from seeing nobody tucked around the corner. And he's at a close distance to maximize value from his stinger.
Again, it's going to have to take so much. Kang falls. Going for the reclear towards A main. Forces out the high tide. Rips its way through. Smoggy doesn't land his shot. Nana Swarm activated. More there. Hunter's Fury now. It's in the corner. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. The first tag. An attempt by Sagetsu. Still kills going slightly even. 2 players left standing. Can nobody do it? Flashes there. Does connect all the way around. And okay.
What a play.
Earned himself an upgrade.
He's the player that was holding close towards A main at the beginning. Managed to finesse everybody.
It's been flipped towards the back. Trailblazer, okay, doesn't actually choose to tag it onto the player planting 5 HP. Smoggy into the smoke. CNED, I mean, he's looking the wrong way. Lockdown committed. It has to be. Got to respect a player like Xiao. Pushing round, Xiao doesn't choose to kill it. Okay, now destroying it. It's alerted him to his position. The jiggle peak, Smoggy wants to take first contact on 5 health. He has been just outstanding.
EDG are going to live to fight another day here on Pearl. The last 2 times we've seen them play it at an international event, it's been a 12-14 loss. It's always gone OT, but they've never been able to drag it through. It's going to have to go OT again today if they want to win it. Smoggy was under outrageous pressure this round. He got solo Sova ulted and then ran around to deal with Sugetsu, who was pushing him from B-Link.
I can't believe it.
What he's been able to achieve is unreal in this game.
I mean, he's been that beacon of hope for them.
He certainly has.
Kept them in it so many rounds now.
They're going to need it again, and their economy's still not good enough for Kankan to be able to pick up an operator.
Might be a good thing, honestly, with the way that Navi have just been avoiding him like the plague. Drone. Tag onto the corner, clears through into A, mid. It's being explored.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I was taking a look at the economy. Kankan could have bought an op here, and he chose to go for the rifle instead.
Oh, doubled up. Howdong behind the box. Flash. Anti. Spam is there, and it's collected.
What a setup.
One after another.
They know that Navi have been pressuring towards Art so much, and they decide to go for that. Beautiful stuff. Spike drop down, and EDG are not looking to fight over it. It's just going to waste more time as Navi try to win a 2v5. EDG are doing this. How? I'm not quite sure. It has taken miracles and gutsy plays. The decision to go for an all-in piece like that.
Heroics on display.
But unless Angel and Sugetsu can do something superb here, it looks like we're going to be heading to the final round of regulation.
Piece of util broken, forces out that high tide. 30 seconds. Just seems so improbable right now for Navi. I mean, they're still lurking their way around, but I think at this point opting into keeping the operator. Angel just picking it up as well. No intention to throw away their lives.
And this will be an excellent boost to the economy for EDG. I know there's only 1 round remaining, but there was a serious chance that they win and still enter the final round with crushed weaponry. Had this one been expensive, but it's not. It's flawless.
What a map we have had. We said it at the beginning, man. We knew it was going to be special.
Yeah, but in very different ways, I feel. We were anticipating this battle between CNED and Kankan, who, in their opening games in the tournament, put on such a masterclass display with the operators. And now this has been much more slow, patient, disciplined, to be honest. But with those flares and flashes of aggression and set plays, the hero moments from individuals.
He's still here. He's still at the event.
He is. He is. I mean, I don't think you were missing him yesterday. But yeah, Navi are going to take another time out here and try and cool themselves. EDG on Pearl just seem destined to go to OT. Is history going to repeat itself again? Surely not for the 3rd time running. Surely not.
Everything, man. Everything to prevent it. Let's see, though. Navi taking this time out. Last round of regulation. 1 chance to close it out before it can really get to OT.
And at this point, you're so deep into this half. It's the final round. What more do you have to show? I mean, take a look at the economy here, though. It's a Guardian and a Blade Storm being used for Shao and CNED. On the other side of things, Jishu does upgrade that Guardian into a Phantom, which makes perfect sense. They've got the economy for it. And I've seen Howdong have these Reckonings a lot on this map, and yet not a huge amount of value being gained from them. If he can find a good spot to use that ultimate to re-clear NAVI or to play the retake, it could be game-changing. It could push them over. But here we go.
Knife and the dart used together. Clears out towards A very fast now. NAVI, they're not wasting time. The Blade Storm all picked up. That's going to be the null command.
I mean, there's a massive rotation happening between the EDG players. Nobody in Howdong ran immediately over to B, anticipating that NAVI were going to make this swap. What kind of read is this? This is incredible.
Read, I mean, not only this as well, they've got Kang playing close with the operator. He's not going to show himself. The drone's still in the back pocket of Angel, but it's a job of nobody to try and break it. He's pushing something. He's pushing up. Nobody's got his teammate close to the corner. Someone needs to break this. It spots him. And it's the bait and switch.
Wait, they didn't break the drone.
They didn't break it because nobody wants to try and hold for any sort of kill. Swarmed onto the angle here, and there it is. The rifle letting it rip, flicking a wrist towards the side. Kang. Oh my goodness, bullets landing towards the back of the head. He's right to the side. He will fall through the smoke, and damage not enough done to bring down the player. Zipan's weak. Tap of the plan, trying to bait something out, and again Chichu will be the one to fall. Reckoning, everything being expended. It's desperation for EDG to hold on. And Haotong, he might just be the man to do it. Nanoswarm's deaded, shots landing, and Zipan, a sliver of health. Turret in his face, not planted for him. Wide to the side, a cove as well. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. We are going to OT.
We talked about Haodong's reckoning, and that was a miracle play. A miracle. 2v4, just as NAVI are backing off to be able to play the post plant, he swings in with pulses at the feet of the NAVI players and catches them in stumbling retreat. How has EDG pulled that one out? 3 in a row to take us to overtime. They lost at Lock-In, 100 Thieves, 12-14. They lost just here in Masters Tokyo to T1, 12-14. So criminally close to being able to take their first match win at an international event. And the first match win for China. Not quite the same thing on the line here, we're only in map 1. But they will want to reverse that scoreline, reverse the fate. Can they hold on in OT? It has been just the worst for them so far.
The battle rages on, doesn't it? Both the Jet players opting into buying the operators.
Of course.
No armor.
Of course.
One smoke between them each. Drone doesn't see much. Deep dart, that's all the Sova util really being used now. About a minute 10 into it.
And EDG looked like they made an adjustment here based off a timeout or a discussion internally to try and deny Angel good information with this and play around those Sova timings. You know, they anticipated the rotate, had like a fake play with the drone in round 24, and now they've dodged all of Angel's util and grouped up a B.
Jump spot just in case. Lining up. Making me scared.
Xiao in the smoke.
Yeah, smoke up close again. This time Trailblazer used a bit further back. Xiao catches the timing. Nana Swarm vulnerable up. There's a snakebite. It's all used together to try and clear out the common corners. Haodong. Cove. It's in his face. The back of horse still not cleared though. It's watch nobody adjusts the aim. 4 versus 4. And a reflank attempt to smoke. He just misses the timing. Recall. There it is. Lands a shot but instantly traded.
3v3.
To get 2 watching for it. Flash over the top as well. CNED struggling to get a handle on it, but yet adjust the aim nevertheless. Kang brought down. EDG. Haodong and nobody. They've got to do so much. Pre-aiming onto the corner. Up to just Haodong. 1v2. A white face, a white swing. Xiao, here's the footsteps. Star there, forces the fight in the astral form. Tap with the rifles. It's a game of chicken. Does he choose to push? Held, still, time on his side. Lands it. 13-12. A twist and turn in the regular tale that we've been telling for EDG on this map.
And Haodong has been unbelievable for them. Normally, I think you would consider him, the IGL of the team, to be one of their weaker players. But that 2K he got in order to drag them to overtime, and then a 1v2 here, he is just saving this map for EDG. He's the difference, he's the twist in the tail. But can EDG close it out? That round took everything from them.
Haodong really so smart the way he played it. He's given them a chance, a golden one. 1 round. Nobody tagged. Nobody covering him. He tried to break the drone. He didn't even do just that. Xiao. Oh, this guy. These moments of brilliance just shining through, and it looks like an attempt from EDG. They want to flood in. There's a cascade. There's a gap there, but again, it's answered. Pound for pound, Xiao has just been such a ridiculous player. Earning the Cosmic Divide. Kang pushing through. He's got the operator. 61 health. He wants an easy fight. He hears the footsteps. Does he choose to take the repeat down? My God, no scoping. Get rid of that Nana Swarm. He's tired of it. Turret broken. Still so much to watch. Flash over the top. What? A flick to the sides. Oh my.
But it's Xiao again. 4 kills in the round, controlling EDG. Putting them out. And EDG, opportunities squandered. That's been the problem when they've come to global tournaments before. That's another one. They had map point there. And squandered it with nobody getting caught out. And that's happened a few times. Nobody's trying to play very aggressively. We saw him tuck pillar. We've seen him tucked A main, pushing A main, caught out in the open a few times. They are really abusing this guy who's one, the biggest that you can.
And just spectacular individual form on Astra, nevertheless.
Yeah, his Astra, though, is crazy good. He's known as a big initiator player, but I think he just gets such smart fights when he plays Astra, because he's allowed to play a bit more of a passive position. It's somewhat similar to his initiator fights that he takes. Obvi up, once more.
And 13-13. Now a Swarm and Snakebite, that's sent gliding. You can hear it right through the air. Meant to punish anybody who's playing. Believe towards Link. Force the dash out of CNED now with the operator again.
EDG haven't been able to get to round 27 previously. He's always been shut out before that. On Pearl.
Trailblazers used and broken. EDG want nothing to do with it.
I like this alarm bot that Sketsu's put down in A main. It just gives them such confidence, but he's actually facing it as well. He's looking for a fight over here. So Kangkang's slowly taking space over in this area.
I think Zipan's got a flash off the alarm bot.
Yeah,
looks like what he's setting up for.
But surely Sugetsu would almost take contact first.
Let's see what he chooses to do. Fight! Sprayed through! Haodong! Again! He's not messing around, is he? An instant stun from Shao to try and slow down the inevitable, but at this point, they have already barreled through. They have the sight. There's Dart. Revealed. Spam sprayed. Adjustment to movement. You're looking agile with it.
Yeah, but they haven't done any damage.
Potentially because the comb was up, but as it falls down, CNED's still there towards the bag. CNED claims 2, and he's looking for the 3rd. Turret removed for him. Shao, he's got his back towards the corner. Kangkang, close. It's a 2v1. Patience is played. CNED's got the knives, and this is it. A 4th kill to turn the round in his favor. He's hunting for the target. He doesn't clear the corner. Chichu, cool, calm, and collected. Doesn't overstep himself, doesn't overplay it.
And look at the disappointment on CNED's face there. He knows he should have cleared that corner. And after he'd done so incredibly well in the round, it just feels like you've thrown it away. But what is this from Haodong again? 2 more kills to set his team up. And that trap play, like I talked about, that didn't look good.
No.
I mean, Sugetsu was taking contact before that. And yeah, that's what it means to him. It puts EDG at another map point.
You can feel the stress, man, emanating from the stage. Like we were mentioning, it's not just an elimination match. Yes, we're early on in the series, but for EMEA, they're playing to avoid last chance qualifier.
What a crazy situation that's in. I asked some of the teams at the press conference, do you think that adds additional pressure? And they're like, yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. We can't even, just focus on Tokyo. We're thinking about champs as well. Very difficult position for NAVI, for Foot, for all of these teams. Trying not to be the first one eliminated, especially for NAVI because they're the lowest seed. So even if they go out at the same position as Foot, they'd end up heading to LCQ.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a tough spot for them, tough spot. Even if they lose here, there's chances for them to pull it back on Bind and Lotus. The Lotus attack side looked very good against NRG and their Bind has been solid, but you want to win your map pick. That's what this is.
For EDG, Edward Gaming. ASE were denied the chance to get the first win for China on the international stage just earlier today. They were eliminated, so they're the last one standing. Stalwart defenders. For the pride of their entire nation. Let's see if they can do it. Can they claim the first chance here on map number 1? They only need the 1 round. There's a drone used very early on. It's deep.
EDG have not been getting any value out of players stuck in back halls here. Normally, a player in Smoggy's position has just been flushed out. They've got Astra stuns, they've got recon darts, they've got KO flashes, a lot to get you out of this.
Knife was close to the corner. Smoggy could actually break that one. Maybe a bit of a misplay. Clear towards the back here. Now Trailblazer used. There was an attempt of a punish. Sugetsu tried to run up towards it.
They know that nobody has been sloppy with his positioning. So that makes sense there to try and punish this guy. But he was behind the corner, at least this time.
50 seconds. No player advantage.
And no player in B link, which is where NAVI are headed.
Angel's pre-aiming for the jump spot. Smoggy was playing there. They drop down into the smoke now, working their way through into B link. It's going to be that 4-1 split. Somebody holding towards the backside of this one. Howdong is there on to Heaven. Feeling it now towards the back of Horse. What can Smoggy do? Pushing right through into the smoke. Smoggy still alive. Takes the first fight, but CNED, he wrangles control of the rifle. Maintains and holds.
EDG just cannot figure out how to deal with that. That player in backside always getting flushed. And now in a 2v4 to win the map.
So much to clear. Not enough util to really do it here. Still the rifles. Look at this crossfire setup, it's brutal. 2 players in link, one towards the back of Horse, one takes the fight. Kang managed to work his way into the back of Horse here, but what can he really do? He dashed right out into the open! Yeah, CNED's gonna capitalize instantaneously. 14-14. We go again.
Switching sides. Overtime.
So 3 map points given away by NAVI to send this to overtime. And now 2 map points failed to capitalize on for EDG. Neither team able to get over the line here. Both of them struggling when it gets to those important points. They're putting on a show.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time that Kang has not bought attacking op in OT.
Just going for the rifle. CNED thinking otherwise though. Heavy group up. It's up to him to do something about it and spam onto the corner. Catches Kang. Adjustments. It was there with the aim. Reposition with the dash close to pillar. Is there anything to clear him out? He wants to take another bite of the apple. Wide swing as well. Wide face the no-scope. CNED is an absolute beast. Maybe just getting a bit ahead of himself. He was hoping for the second kill there. Maybe to just refresh the dash.
I don't think NAVI will be mad about that one though. They're in a 4v2 to get themselves another map point.
Jump spot, nobody, reactions. Spike was picked up, side by side. Smoggy at his back.
And if EDG pivot, they've got Shao at their backs.
All that space has been vacuumed into mid, you're exactly right. So NAVI have got a really clear idea of what's happening here. They can play off any one of these players. Contact Zipan, really good with the movement.
Clean, extremely clean from NAVI. They throw something different out there. You know, Angel's normally going to be playing towards B. It's normally quite a passive B setup. This time, putting CNED deep and having him get aggressive off the back of someone else's spam. And it's, you know, Angel playing with CNED this time. I think that's the first that they've gone for a setup like this.
And listen,
That's crazy.
some level of fortune involved, of course. You know, you're spamming down that angle. Angel gets the first, but CNED just pulling off amazing moments. And now, shoes on the other foot, isn't it? NAVI. They just need the 1 round. They can lock up this map.
NAVI have already let 3 map points slip through their fingers, though. They've not been clean with it so far. Can EDG pull out the impossible once more?
Can they stay alive? Operator again. Towards the side, he hasn't really adjusted his aim for it. He already crossed over towards the side. There's a flash into it. He's still got the dash. Takes the fight. Dashes forwards anyway.
The reaction times are unreal.
Kang, when you watch him, you just know he's not going to miss. The aim is just so calm, and he's given him the player advantage now. An immediate rotation all the way over towards A. NAVI. I feel like they've got a bit of a read on this. They've left Shao in a forward position here towards A main because they took that space earlier. And the rest of them now grouping up. They have to be careful though. Kang! He does not miss!
Why is that flick?
It's insane. The reaction times of this guy, I don't know. I haven't seen anything like it. He makes the op look like it's pre-nerf, and it's all running all the way towards B. Chichu calls it. The rest of NAVI approaching his position now. Trying to get this plant down. Zipan's there. From a clean fight. Anti-flash! Chichu, he was ready for it, anticipated it. Spike's been dropped into the back of Hall. You don't really need to make these plays yet still. Kangang goes for it. 3 there, knives around the side. Make it 4, why not? Add another one to the collection of multi-kills. This guy is a phenom.
Overtime.
Everybody that plays against him says he's the real deal, and you see it now in the matches. I mean, to be honest, Smoggy might be outperforming him here in the match, but overall, look at this flick.
That's
Down B.
I mean, that's
One enemy remaining.
so fast, and such a large difference compared to where his crosshair placement was.
yeah,
It's ludicrous.
Have to get the thesaurus out, I think, Josh, honestly. Because the amount of times we've been describing this guy is ludicrous, insane, crazy. He just pulls off the impossible.
He's exhausting the list of superlatives, isn't he? But that's why people consider him the best player in China. What he can do, these kind of things. He's going to pick up the attacking op again. So it's op v op on EDG's attack side. They've done this almost all the time. We saw a slight difference in round 29. Which of these teams is going to be able to get it across the line, though? This looks like it could be the longest game that we've ever had.
On a 3-match day.
No one wants to go home.
Yeah.
In every sense of the term.
Maybe production, but...
Keep him trapped.
Listen, I'm here. I'm here for it. Keep the game going. 15-15. Extension of play in map number 1. It's a lovely camera shot.
And how do you bring out new ideas? You know, you're so deep into this. Both teams have already used the timeout that they get in overtime, so it's all just down to the players. The players have to be constantly thinking, generating ideas, ways of spicing stuff up.
Kang. And the swarms. Gonna be popped off here. There's 27 seconds in this round. Turret not broken. They're just spamming down the common angles as well. Walls in their face. No one really knows what they're landing and hitting with these shots. Where are they even aiming at Haodong? Just pulling brilliance out of thin air. Flash over the top, right over the top. And time is running so damn short here. Spike in the hands of Chichu. He chooses to plant it wide out into the open. Spam by Zipan, but it doesn't connect onto it. Close to the corner, that's Smoggy.
That spam would have won them the round.
Thought it was brave. Chichu planting out in the open there, but it works out. 2 versus 2. Nana Swarm popped off. Close to the corner is Smoggy. Chichu knows. Oh my God, the shorty pulled down and swinging off the contact. Oh my God.
That looked a little weird from EDG, but it gets them up to 16. And map point again.
Okay.
Incredible stuff. I mean, Haodong gets a kill on CNED. I'm sure he's just aiming for the turret there. Maybe he's pre-firing. Maybe he saw a glimpse of something. But he pulls a 2K out again in a desperate situation for EDG.
Yeah,
We've seen amazing stuff. From Kangkang's opping, Smoggy's insane multi-frag rounds, where he just straight up wins it for the team, and Haodong's clutch 2Ks. This team is desperate not to lose here.
you got to get it over the line. They can't have the repeat. On the international stage, it's the best chance they've had. Yes, Kang. Oh, the consistency is off the charts.
He puts his team in a 5v4 to win on Pearl.
Can they do it? Can they get it over that line? Alarm bot's going to be broken here. CNED, he activated the dash. It's going to be fading away of how slow this is being played. Trailblazers getting a bit of information there, spotting Xiao. And it's enough to indicate or at least force the rotation.
Yeah, Kang just comes sprinting over.
Not wasting any time. Turret's broken. Watching towards Ard. It's up to nobody to hold this main angle because look at Kang. Again, exploring close. Catches Angel with the bow out in his hands. Now they move forwards. Through into Art. 2 players grouped up, but this is it, surely. The finisher. Kang seeks to deliver the final blow. Nobody's there. 3 kills, 9 turn. Once more, sprayed through. Map 1 is theirs.
Maybe it's just designed. Listen, the way that EDG's composition works, they have a lot of utility that they're going to want to use in order to take map control. Not that Kang particularly does it run the Gecko like that. Normally he just plays passively outside showers on their attack.
Yeah,
But
he does.
in theory, a 0 point could stop High Tides, Cascades, Trailblazer, Wingman, all of that kind of stuff.
Well, here we go. Pass off the rim. That's a double face as well. Crouch down. And the shots are there. Connecting for EDG. Smoggy. He's in the fight.
That's a headshot
live and
through the
kicking.
wall.
Yeah, that's damage done to Angel. He's got to back all the way. Trailblazer now going to be used. There's a path. Out of showers. Up through short as well. It's going to be fragment nade. Angel's low enough as well. The instantly kicking in. Drop down here. Does he try and take a time in? He's being watched. Yeah, with the dog on top of it. It's combined. It's beautiful.
Player standing.
Seeking to capitalize off of it. Down to just to get to with the right clicks. Okay, eventually landing it, but 3 more bullets. Might have to exchange the gun, and there we go. Picks up the ghost. It's down to that 1 versus 1. Him versus Smoggy. Does he anticipate the close-up position? He does not. It's Smoggy. Wins it, and the pistol round for EDG.
We saw that battle so many times in the first map. The Killjoy v Killjoy. And both players have swapped over, obviously. Sugetsu keeping that role as a sentinel, whereas Smoggy is the extraordinary flex player for this team. He's going to be playing all sorts of different stuff, from initiated to sentinel to duelist, and showing the value that he adds to EDG here. Big pistol round. That is going to be helpful.
Up to EDG to not let any of these advantages slip. Deep smoke drop down. That's just to give a bit of space as well. You can see them farming up the orbs. Zipan's 1 step closer to his own ult. Be the priority, but you know, we've been joking around a lot, Josh, as well about EDG with this comp that they're running, just because you know, you see the Gecko, you think, okay, a lot of utility, really powerful stuff. Combine it together, get a lot of value. But
Right there.
Kang doesn't really have those ideas often as well. I mean, you'll see him buy an operator and slowly contact into areas of the map when he is playing on binds, even if he is playing the Gecko. Here we go. No time wasted. 1 or 2 players spotted. Wingman. Getting that plan down. Wading right into it. 1 or 2 players stacking up, yet the weapons carrying him through without any casualties.
1 enemy remaining.
And compared to T1, who we saw previously running the same composition, EDG are going to save a lot of that Gecko utility for the actual exec onto the site, which is an unusual way of playing the composition, as you were saying, Brent, because it is refreshable. You can pick it up off the floor. But Kang prefers to have his rifle out at all times, or his op out at all times on attack side. And really, when you see how skilled he is, it's difficult to argue against the fact that he should mostly be trying to, you know, prep himself to take the fights. This round, very clean. Wingman in. RB utility decent. Although it did offer a little bit of a spot towards the back of the site for NAVI to play. Keep an eye on that later on.
Yeah, no, interesting to note as well. I mean, sheriffs across the board, with Navi being on that defensive side, it means that they've had to go for half armor, and not all of them have been able to buy all util. Shao's missing a molly. There's no heal online.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I don't know if it will make a difference, but we'll try and keep an eye on it.
I mean, the half armor, not usually that important, but against Spectres, it could change the outcome of a couple of fights.
All over the top. Chichu's going to be trying to use that one as well to maybe get some low timings.
This is Kang's classic position when they attack. This is where he controls on the default. He's just going to be making it seem like there's nobody over here, and then looking to control this area, and late into the round, going into showers. I think that's abusable if CNED wants to take fights over there a little bit with Angel or Zipan. Otherwise, EDG are just contacting around the place.
The 0 point is quite good, actually, though. It's used around a minute 10 mark, because now it forces the rotation out from Angel. It's going to be there. Fragment nade. Tossed in. They've lost showers control. Flash. Rebounds. Smokes in their face as well. Snake bites. Drop down to prevent any aggression going through into Lamps as well. Still a chance for a teleport pivot. Is that what they're going to try and do? They want to try and fight. Right into them, up close. Got the rifle now, moving forwards. Exchange as well. Bullets just raining down into Lamps. And already the rest of the team collapsing through. Meanwhile, Smoggy is making his presence known over towards B. He's got the entirety of the site. He's like, guys, let's TP. Why not? Escape it. But he might be walking right into Shao. Any second guesses over this one? Smoke still dropped down here as well. Wingman with the spike, get that plant down. Zipan grouped up together. Kang.
Wow!
Oh, goodness me. That is close.
With a crouch dodge to avoid getting sprayed by that. He took a headshot, but it was kind of through the tube, through the metal. So he ended up not taking as much damage, I think. Alternatively, it might have just been a 140 and then he dodged the second shot entirely.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, he takes a 140 and then he dodges the second. I mean, that is crazy. But EDG are able to take that round. They were taking fights in lamps in order to maximize the value of their Spectres that they'd kept in the bonus, and Na'Vi were happy to try and duel them in there. It does not seem like a great area of the map to heavily fight over as the defenders. And then, yeah, watch out for those smoggy lurks. They don't necessarily need smoggy to be able to entry on bind. There's not really any dashes to break crossfires that are super important if you take the fight over towards A with Shower's control.
NAVI on their half buy as well. They were putting a lot of focus on the extremities here towards B long and Showers early on. They've only kept on to B long, holding that, farming up the orbs once more. Trailblazer, going through Showers, it's broken. This is going to give them maybe a bit of false information. Zipan should see that with a jump spot. Presence there, drops down the smoke. Ollie used as well, but 50 seconds left in the round, lots of time to work with. If you are EDG.
Without a raise, EDG do not fight over hookah control very often. So Navi's focus on B long seems like a decent idea, but they have got the rotate entirely wrong here. This looks like it's going to be a very simple round for EDG to wrap up. It's only Shao here with the Sheriff.
This could have gone wrong for EDG if Navi chose to gamble and stack onto this site, but instead it is, like you said, just Shao. TP's now to try and as well help out, and yet the angle's there, watched. Traded, Smoggy's there, time. It's running short, onto the angles. High tide coming through, got to be able to watch this one. Seekers are committed to get to right through the wall, but nobody's through into the back of Elbow. 0 point, cancels out the Blade Storm, but they know where the last two players in Navi are.
One enemy remaining.
Jumping wide, into trying to take the fight as well. This precision, really doing the most here. CNED,
headshot.
That's lovely damage, and maybe a chance. Satchel, oh, he's beefed the movement. He doesn't pay for it with his life. Drops down, 1 kill. Holy, that was looking more than doable.
There's a hole in the wall right next to nobody's head.
I mean,
that is close.
the presence of mind of CNED in that instance to get the kill and reset his aim enough as well, lining up for the headshot.
Yeah,
Almost gets that done.
he took a moment. I really thought that was going to be an easy round for EDG to convert. They only had that single player on site, but again, the Sheriffs just look so good. Another round where CNED comes extremely close to getting his team across the line, but it's Na'Vi with another horrible start to a map. I brought it up before how badly they begin these maps so far at Tokyo. It's just been brutal.
Yeah, slow beginnings.
The slow beginnings are killing them, especially when you think about how map 1 went to overtime. Not even overtime, they were up 12-9.
Yeah. There were chances, but now it's EDG with a 4-round lead, leading in the series. Elimination match.
And the attack opping Gecko is here.
Oh,
Thrash
yeah.
comes out.
Here it is. Thrash, detainment. There it is, close to the corner. Hands out wide to get to. He's looking this way, all the way around, trying to dodge all his utility. Still close to the corner. He does dodge it to get to. You are an animal! 2 in that position. It's just absurd. Should not be getting away with it. In the midst of all of this, it's up to Howdong. Can he salvage it? Can he pick up the pieces? He takes the TP now into Showers. Doesn't know where anybody really is here. Shao close to the corner. He's ready to meet him. This corner's not going to be cleared. Shao, yeah, easiest kill of his life.
Big round from Sugetsu. Exactly what his team needed, but how he quite managed it, I'm not sure. EDG didn't look like they had enough of a plan on the follow-up to the Thrash there. They didn't just use it to try and secure hookah control and then commit the site with it. They properly did detain Sugetsu, but then they got held back. Na'Vi have massive ultimates to work with here on the defense side. They're going to try something extremely aggressive in sand at the beginning of the round. This looks like a flash and a potentially some kind of showstopper play off the rip.
And Holtz to really make something happen. Satchel to the side. Is that a bit of a team flash?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Na'Vi just prod into sand at the start of the round. Here's what this attacking op Gecko is going to be doing for a lot of the time. Controlling showers, and then he'll group up with the rest of the team. But of course, you know, with most players, you'd say, what is this strategy?
Yeah, what is he doing?
But when it's Kang, wait, headbutt it.
There we go, body block.
Nice one, son.
Yeah, okay. Still going to be able to get them into short, ideally. Another snake bite drop down. Hanong has his own reckoning, but there's plenty more ults where that came from. Navi can offset that advantage at any point in time. Here's the reckoning. Are they going to use anything? Yep, Viper's Pit into Lamps. Denies it, pushing through. Angel. No utils to set that one up. There was a rocket going right at them. CNED happy to let it rip, but a Viper's Pit of their own. Honestly, just meeting them. Close up. Pollution warning, and Kang still watching the side. He's got a sight line locked down to it.
30 seconds
They need to be aware of this. Any sort of attempt to push through exchange. So rifle picked up, Cove.
They're all in
Broken.
Cove.
Yeah, and it could come, I mean, really down to any semblance of just timing.
Launching smoke.
Outside of the Viper's Pit though. Together. Smoke, there was a gap. Angle there. Shot beams down, Kang. Howdong hoping, praying. Molly at his feet, the reposition. 31 health. Flash doesn't see it, he's tucked into the corner. Surely you get clear so we can hear the footsteps, the boots rumbling beneath him. He doesn't know where they are right now. Could be anywhere. Shao was watching for it, aware of it. Tapping onto the defuse, trying to bait out the spam. Close together, sprayed, have denied! Chichu, he comes out with the goods.
That round was anybody's. It could have flipped at any point based on spam into a situation. But Chichu wins it in the most unlikely way possible, getting that 1v3 towards the end. He's the player that ended up being masterful in the clutch. If you think back to that locking game, go on, son. Love that idea from Sigetsu. Not that it particularly had an impact in the round. It was all the Viper on the other side of things. It's a major clutch to pull things out in favor of EDG, knock the economy back down into a weird position for Na'Vi. They're going to take a timeout here. Part of this might be just to discuss whether or not they want to force up around the 3 rifles that they can afford. Whether they want to save for CNED to get an operator online. You know, both of these teams have unconventional ops, to be honest. Instead of the Jet, it's the Gecko for EDG, and it's going to be the Raze who sometimes picks it up for Na'Vi on the defense.
It's really quite difficult. That prior round for Na'Vi, I mean, can't stress enough how brutal it was to lose it. The amount of ults that were invested into that, Josh, and how it breaks their economy here. Again, the loser's bonus is reset because they won round 5.
Yep, it's catastrophic.
So they're in a really dire straits right now. It's looking like the first half of binds is going to snowball out of their control. EDG going to be happy with that though, aren't they? I mean, this is a team that playing with elimination on the line, playing with a chance to get the first win for China on that global stage.
Smoke's down.
Fighting over B-Long, fighting over showers. That's a Na'Vi game plan in this half-buy round, even though they've got 3 rifles.
And a contact push out of showers, 2 players together. Quite like this call from Na'Vi. If they've been watching the VODs, EDG love to play really passive containment of showers, pretty far back. And they've realized it. Nobody is here. Yeah.
Such a timing.
I really do like this idea, and it could be brutal right now for EDG because they've left Kang push forwards. The Classic will do the job. CNED will be like, all right, happy to collect that. Thank you for the gun.
EDG need to accelerate into B if they're going to push this area.
No, Shao, he had util out, is watched. Dipan to high-low setup. What a return of fire. Howdong. He oversteps himself though, doesn't he? Tries to take a little bit more out, Shao. Oh my.
The hero for Na'Vi. On map 1, steps up again. Shishu, he won the 1v3 last time, but this is a very, very different situation. Na'Vi have done enough here. Strangely, EDG actually looking more uncomfortable in the slow pace. You know, they were asked to turn up the tempo there after they lost all of their control over towards A, and they just fumbled it a bit. Didn't wait for the Seekers to come out of nobody. Howdong still deciding to fight that.
20 seconds, he's going for it.
It looks impossible.
He's going for it, there's a molly at his feet, okay.
Well, that's a bit bizarre, because if he'd kept that, they would have actually been able to get a couple of rifles on board, even though it's an eco round. But all right, they're just going to go for something very small. Great kill by Zipan to start things off, keep Xiao alive while he's playing with his iPad. And then Xiao, he drops the fruit ninja and decides to take a couple of heads.
Yeah, man. I mean, the boots are rooted into Garden. Landing, nailing those 2 shots. Beautiful stuff. I mean,
This is the same kind of thing that we've seen from Na'Vi all tournament, though.
yeah.
This is Na'Vi struggling to get a start in a map, and then they start to come back into it, and they heat up.
My ult's ready.
They win some major rounds.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Take a reaction time test after that one. How does he land that?
Great off angle that to playing hookah. Will very often get you results.
Massive from Sugetsu. No danger now being placed this way, but there was a lot of contact plays, and close to the corner. Xiao, lucky they didn't end up falling.
Yeah, that could have gone dangerous.
And still could. Still could! With the Sheriff, he's there. Angel forced to let loose the ult now. He's like, okay, got to push them back somehow. But again, the tempo has been cut. EDG, they slow it all the way down. Abilities. Taking through. Oh, tap. There's damage done. It's a crossfire setup all the way through with the rifles. Vulnerable, sprayed down. Sugetsu can't land the final few bullets necessary. Bring down a second player. Orb, close. A res, very far back position. They do get Angel back into the fight here. But can Howdong do even more? Close to triple. The movement. And Sugetsu gliding across the ground, but the plant's still down. Chichu have to pull off the impossible with a ghost. Doesn't quite have the util for it. Yeah, I mean, that snakebite has gone absolutely to the middle of nowhere.
I'm sure he was aiming for Sugetsu.
Yeah, yeah.
So Na'Vi clean that one up despite a little bit of danger, and now they're starting to get their feet under them. It's 3-5 to score, but momentum in their favor, and they've shown an ability to be able to read what EDG are doing and catch them off guard. Kang without enough money to be able to buy an operator, though I think Howdong could have dropped for him had they wanted to go in that direction. He's going to go into the next round with 5 rifles. And so far, Na'Vi are putting a premium on fighting for the outsides of the map. It's a game plan that is working, actually. Oh, they're just walking up behind CNED's op. Like I said, the Raze operator, a feature of Na'Vi's defense side occasionally.
Yeah, and CNED's going to hold the left. Xiao close towards the right, just in case. Just to back away with the timing, though.
Ooh, he was prepping the ult there off the Trailblazer that came through, spotting people in showers.
And maybe opting to use it if it connected. Latched on, stunned. Trailblazer clearing. Oh, CNED drops down.
I suggest you
Gives up the high ground position. Now the Reckoning as well starts to be used, pushing them back into the corner. Still a couple of areas you can play quite safely. CNED making his way over towards Lamps, barreling through with the rifles.
Xiao caught by the Reckoning there, unable to stand tall.
Take the fight against him. There's a gap though in the wall. Angel, quick to capitalize, quick to take advantage of that fact. Here we go, let's go. Still watching for these angles. It's really just scattered approaches. Team fights, aim duels all over the place. A dodge towards the side, nobody. I mean, that was just all over the place.
And EDG are able to take it, holding complementary angles. I'm pretty sure there was an EDG kill there while utterly full blind.
I mean, nobody did dodge the first flash. I mean, let's see it again in the replay because I think that is just incredibly fast reactions, but I felt like, I mean, that was just a return as well to almost like the domestic Valorant we've been watching of EDG.
There it is. That's the one I'm talking about. Chishu, full blind, runs through, grabs that. Yeah, I mean, you're right. That was a bit of the chaos that we've seen from EDG where they are in a situation like that and prevail. The crowd waiting to go nuts for a wingman play. Yeah, Kang's been getting usage out of it to...
Been using it to plan.
Yeah, to plant, basically. He's mostly been saving his utility for when they actually get to the site. Using Dizzy a couple of times just to take a little bit of map control. But I'm sure they're going to go nuts for the first wingman defuse. By the time we get to the sides being flipped, though, it's possible that Na'Vi might be seriously facing elimination and having to go to LCQ. And Barla was talking about it a little bit, how ridiculous that situation is. Navi's win rate in elimination games is bonkers. I mean, partly because of that lower bracket run that they did in Copenhagen to be able to win the entire event. but also because they're a stellar team, a phenomenal team that's currently in a bit of a slump, but still expected to be able to take out EDG, I would say. They're slim favorites in this game, even in their current form. And at the moment, that is not the way the series is going. EDG, especially at the beginning of these maps, is tossing them around. Kang with another thrash.
How does he want to use it? Oh, okay. They hit a flash. Still has it. Will anybody be able to play off of this? Okay, now he's going to be using it. Cascade.
Usually this would just be for a little bit of control and then coming back.
Yeah, so he grabs it back.
And now he's got it.
B main. Or
Yeah, he's got it for some kind of site control. You would expect Howdong to just stay here and then call a bit of a pause in the round. They're looking to bait a reaction on the other side of the map. And CNED has reacted, but only to tuck himself into a corner, not to actually explore into Smoggy's crosshair.
Spike handed over. A thrash in the hands. Maybe waiting as well. Trailblazers use anything to break it. I believe spotting 2 players, if not 3. His thrash being used again. There's a knife. It does cancel it. Oh, what a strike. There's a couple of ideas behind this one. NAVI really seeking to try and disrupt this one. Hoping that they were up close towards it. They through the TP, showers, nobody's here. He's got the Seekers as well, clears through, and CNED's going to be caught into that corner. Still wants to take the fight though. Flash wasn't good, it was dodged.
Amazing dodge.
They hear that other TP through showers now. This is the adjustment that's really necessary. Viper's Pit has been dropped. Wingman for the plan. Snakebite at his feet. Will he survive? No, he will not. Grab that one back, vulnerable up. There's only 13 seconds left. This is getting more than dicey. Looking not really quite doable. Smoggy takes a fight towards the back of the side. The gap's there. Shishu also finding his already. Weaving throughout the smokes as well. Obfuscated, yet Navi still looking to maintain control. Players are low. Kang and Shishu, they managed to get the spike down in the middle of all of it.
Shishu might be asked to get another 1v3 here inside his pit.
But how can they do it when it is slow? The Navi players are so healthy. The Molly as well does the work for him.
What? That one was into hookah.
Yep. Gun was
into lap.
even needed. Tap onto it. Kang forced the swing, but it's watched. Too much mounting against EDG to really overcome that.
That's so unfortunate though for Shishu. He's just there trying to keep his pit alive. And the molly is to stop anybody from swinging back lamps as Navi focus forwards on the front of the site. And it actually bleeds through the wall to tickle Shishu's ankles and take him down.
Yeah.
That's so unfortunate from him.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah. He's on the other side of the wall here.
Showers
Last
have
player
been
standing.
amazed and delighted when he got a kill out of that one. That's the kind of stuff that Navi need, where they have woken up, winning 3 out of the last 4 rounds, and getting themselves into a reasonable spot for the half again.
Out of my way.
It's just similar scenes.
Blinded.
Almost every map that they've played. Deep flash, good info for Zipan. But EDG have been playing the slow spread default for most of the rounds as well, so doesn't really give them a good indicator. This will, though. It's a contact push out through showers to get to. You're holding your ult out in the open.
He's just holding a crack there for information. As soon as he takes contact, pops ult.
He's locked off the entirety of hookah. Dog broken, nade at the feet. Nobody can walk past that. Choke point is theirs. Now Util being used as well in kind. This is Navi just trying to, again, lock them off, slow them down. EDG get anything going for them. They push all the way through here. What's the call? 50 seconds. This is such a deep flank. All the information is theirs.
They're not going to expect CNED.
Yeah. Here it is. Round to the side! How is Kang hitting that? He's got a sheriff, and now you see it. A TP coming through there. That's nobody. Right by his side. Smoggy also going to be following suit. The rest of his team making their way through into cave. 30 seconds remaining.
Xiao's in such a weird spot. He might be able to cut off the spike, kind of weirdly predicting their rotate through cave.
It needs to be dealt with. 60 seconds, waits it. Final moment, all the way. That is patience at its best. Players on the site dealt with. Xiao being a difference maker.
What a decision from Xiao there.
In the half.
Just talking himself up to the rest of the team, I think.
He is having a series.
Yeah, that's an anti-eco, but it's one that could have very easily gone sour for them. And he had already heard 2 people go through the teleporter to site. There's a good chance that those guys have the spike, and Xiao is just left top short with nothing to do.
Yeah.
And instead, picks the perfect timing, and like you said, amazing patience to So NAVI, 1 round away from tying things up at the half. Showers fight.
All the way. Deep nade, mosh pit. Combining all this util, but it's used just one singular molly. It's enough to push them back, and well, with the Phantoms in play, why not? Free to spam those corners. It earns that first kill. Big advantage for NAVI. It forces Shishu to make something of it. Risks taken. He goes down, showstopper. It was ripped. CNED's like, oh, where's the rest of you? Dash to avoid it. Nade around the back. Trying to get the punish now onto him. That is such a wide swing.
From both of them.
Oh my goodness.
Well, EDG will take that one.
Yeah, okay.
It opens up the round just a little bit at the minute mark.
Smoke's down.
They're going to try and re-explore Showers. They know that this is the area CNED was playing in before. So with him pushing short, they think, okay, Showers is probably clear.
Nobody caught with a knife. This smoke, close. Players towards the back of the side. There's a high tide, breaking it. Spam with the Phantom, slight gap again. This has been getting cleared by NAVI. You gotta suspect this one. Cove.
30 seconds left.
It's dropped, but immediately broken. Howdong's still going to be sticking this to get this plant down as well. An extension in the round. Time being bought. Seekers all the way through. That's a fight taken by Howdong. He just swings into the back of the side. Adjustment with the aim. It's not there for nobody. He doesn't win his fight out. 8 bullets left. Is it planted for him? Tap or the rifle. Ah, the precision. It was there, but just too many bodies, too many players. NAVI surviving through, and they do bring it 6-6. Equalized in the half. They are going to be so pleased with themselves with that.
Yeah, after going down 0-4 to begin this one, this is a major recovery. NAVI's game plan ended up working really nicely. They were just focused on controlling the outsides of the map, Showers, B-Long, and it paid dividends for them. When EDG pushed down short, they had good positions to be able to collapse onto the site, and otherwise, they were winning the fights.
They do not want to be playing in the last chance qualifier for EMEA. Any chance ahead of them, really. They've got to win this map to avoid that fate. Flying all the way back, prepping for that as well.
NAVI have straight up just been like top 2 in EMEA since forever. Since forever. So, already finding themselves in weird situations. Where's that 0 point going then? Is it going to make it feel like they're taking some B-long control? Yeah. Whereas instead, Angel's on the other side of the map.
Yep, sails all the way across. Where's this one going?
So that's just like a backwards flash that you throw, so that it's primed by the time it bounces off the wall. It looks like...
Landing away from him. Okay, dash is active now. Flash as well off of the contact. Nobody. Adjustment is there. The aim. Precision to bring down Sugetsu, and the Showers players, they don't want anything to do with it. They look like they wanted to pop through.
That's a lovely idea. Comboing the Dizzy with the flash there to ensure that the player gets blinded and you can take a fight, and priming it all off Smoggy's contact.
Oh, deep pushed up position. Didn't hear any footsteps. He does hold that space. Re-exploration from NAVI though. Jumping around, B-hopping, gets the info. Knife as well, tags onto 2, so NAVI looking to potentially commit. High ground angle was watched. Angel's close. Winside's fight out, still with the classic Howdong. Why? Here's the footsteps, nobody. With these flicks, these micro adjustments, just being so spectacular. And there's Chishu, yep. The knife in the back. The extra element with that deep push out. He was always going to be lurking as well, the backstab.
EDG, they managed to stop the bleeding. As NAVI, prior to that, had won 5 out of the last 6 rounds. And like Bala said, it felt like the momentum was thoroughly in their favor heading into this half. EDG are going to start out well. They've won both pistols in this map now. And showcasing a trap play that's really cool. I wonder if they've got that elsewhere on the map. You see, Kankan playing with nobody again over towards B-long. So it's quite possible they're going to really focus on comboing. Well, hello, where are you going?
You are so close. Side by side, shoulder to shoulder.
I mean, what's the reason to make a play like this on a round where you have such an advantage?
I mean, Kanghang as well was holding that deep angle. Angels ripped his head off of the Sheriff, meanwhile, towards B-long.
Very risky behavior in this round for EDG, one that teams are normally going to win about 90% of the time.
Yeah. And it's sowed a bit of chaos into it. When you lose a play like this, they attempt to reclear. It's contact plays. CNED, of course, he's watching.
Oh, it's all crumbling for Edward Gaming.
NAVI love to slow rounds down like this. They are being gifted one. Close again. This time, forced to take these risks. Trailblazer, it's broken.
Good bait, though, for Smoggy, potentially.
And Smoggy now.
He doesn't have dash, though.
Some value out of it. Well, Zipan falls. Still forcing a fight out. No more smokes as well. Xiao moves through. Aware of it, yes, still. Smoggy just can't win the fight out. These Sheriffs, in the hands of the NAVI players, they are just demonic.
So incredibly deadly, but they've also just caught people contacting around the map all the
Oh my!
And they finished the round in the same kind of way. That early kill on Kankan, we didn't see it, but see his positioning. Just looking to challenge and take a fight over towards B long, and then that prompted a series of contact pushes.
Yeah.
You see the pings on the minimap just there, actually, before we went into the replay. Oh, God.
That's a pre-fire.
That's pretty good from Angel. See
Everybody
the pings
Spike down A.
Yeah, Navi were just pinging out the fact that EDG went for a repush in sand. Repushing sand, or pushing sand in general in the mid-round, is something that not many teams are doing in the meta right now. PaperX are doing it a ton, and it's been working very nicely for them. Most attacking teams are going to leave a bit of a gap in their default over towards that area. Navi may have prepped specifically for this, or adjust to it.
EDG going to be kicking themselves that they did drop that prior round.
Yeah, just when it looked like they were going to be able to re-grasp control of the map, slips through their fingers.
They have stacked over towards B though. So 4 players watching, almost lining up. They hear it. Coming up towards sand. They want to take the fight. It's a little bit messy, a little bit scrappy, yet okay. The weapons do carry them through. Even time to pick up the orbs. Start prioritizing those ultimates.
Zipan calls to the rest of the team. I've let him through for you.
Yeah. That one's for you, Sugetsu.
Navi up. And here we see a proper rifle round. Kankang is going to op on the defense side as Gecko. Didn't stop him on attack. Why would it stop him on defense?
And it is unusual. Man, you just look at that timeout, the timeline. The rounds earned. Navi in complete control. Even when they slip up a little bit, losing that pistol round, round 13, matters not.
Yeah. I mean, apart from the first 4 from EDG, they've been really struggling to get anything online. And the slow playstyle may well bait out over-aggression from Edward Gaming.
Looks like Navi are setting up for an A split here. Angel's position, maybe some util over the top. Slow showers take as well, might be in order. That's going to be the Trailblazer.
And this is definitely the weak side of the map for EDG.
There's quite a bit. Going to spot a player on top of truck. Smoggy even feeling like he has to use a smoke to cover the showers angle because he doesn't know if it's compromised this entire time. Here's the second wave of utility. CNED, very clean movement with the satchels. Lands right on top of truck, doesn't take a clean fight though. Now the dash for Smoggy. Wants to take a fight. Off angles though. With the rifles, Chishu. Okay, he does respond. There's a showstopper. Stopped in his tracks, but on top of bench to get to precision. One shot to the cranium brings him down. It's 2 versus 3. Kankang's retaken with the op.
To play.
Oh, here we go. There's one. Bench compromised. Lovely movement. Jiggle of it. To get to. Evades falling. Still watched. Comes down to reactions, doesn't it? That's a wide face. Now it's brought it to a one-on-one. Okay.
They tried to double swing and they've just given Kankang a pick.
Yeah. Out to the open. You cannot grant him chances like that.
What a decision. And this will help the crowd. I mean, what a decision from Navi. It's Sugetsu felt uncomfortable with his position over towards bench, and that makes sense, right? Because Kankang's got an operator and a long sightline there where his head can be seen. But Sugetsu and Angel combined together to go for a double swing on a player that's opping, who is easily going to be able to isolate ones out of that. They're hoping that Kankang can push forwards.
Yeah, really.
But Kankang's, at this point, he's thinking to save until Angel grants him the pick.
And you cannot give him those glimpses, those chances.
That's a miracle and a thrown round from Navi.
Enough to bring it to 8-8. And again, similar to the storylines that were being told in that first map, took those heroics of EDG to really claim that map away. He's moved the operator Into Hookah.
Yeah, this is what he was doing last round as well before he rotated for the retake. He's hoping someone's going to explore there because CNED was playing Hookah heavy at the beginning of this half.
There's a no commando all the way through at the back of triple. Smoggy is feeling really susceptible to a bit of spam. Angel, twisting, turning, auto strike now. Drop down at their feet, but fights are taken. It gives them the timing. Xiao returns the fire, brings out with two. Sugetsu also collapses and collides. Snakebite at his feet, trying to get the res off. There it is. Adjustments necessary. Detainment. Is it there? It is. Hands up. Kang seeks to claim the kill. There's a rifle. Here's the flash. Why not? Take a fight. Sugetsu says, I dare you. Second guesses it with the off. This man is playing gun game.
Back-to-back incredible clutches from Kang there. I mean, the usage of utility, so unorthodox, so good. He gets his thrash in a 1v2 to be able to detain one of the players, comes around the corner with a shorty, cycles between the Vandal.
One enemy remaining.
What is going on?
As his wingman clears a close area as he cycles through his weaponry.
I love this camera shot. This man's operating at 2:58 p.m. Look at that.
Yeah, it's not the left hand doing the work, it's the left frontal lobe.
Rent free. Set up on the angle. B-Long has no way to really escape from this. There's, okay, flash. I don't know if he heard an audio cue or what, but he's already backed pretty far away. Dog clears either side. Still a chance. Angel holding the flash again. This is trying to set him up. It was right over the top, so yeah, can't hold it. Does allow Navi to cross into this one, but it forces out this high tide. Another snake bite, drop down. Oh, a chance. Hidden, the wall of water.
Just so
helping him.
bizarre.
It is so strange. You can't prep for scenarios like this, man.
Haodong's high tides are so weird.
Kang pre-aiming where he thinks a player might be. Flash gets him back onto that angle, but the barrel, does it stick out?
I've got your trail.
Nate to the back. It's the go button. Seekers utilized on either side. Double dash. There we go to Satchel into the back. CNED. He's cut it up. The crosshair placement. He's fading it out. And there it is. As soon as he hears the op shot, takes the wider face, takes the wider swing. He needs the rest of his team though. And finally, starting to make their way up through into B-Long. 30 seconds. Plant into the corner. Tap, 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 tap. My God! Nobody gets it. Denies the plant down, but it was traded. CNED. He's alive in this round. He's earned himself another nade. There's a dash. Buying time, waiting for Chichu, but okay. Caught out, flick to the side. This is just sheer chaos. Dash. It's not planning for him. Angel forced to take the fight now. Half onto the defuse. Smoke. They gave Angel the right angle, the right timing. He contacts into it. But this is just, I mean, again, I'll repeat what I said earlier. You just can't prep for rounds like that.
That's 3 rounds in a row that have come down to ridiculous clutch scenarios. 1v2s, 1v1s. I love the idea from NAVI with CNED. He played that situation perfectly. To take control of backside, bait out the op, punish Kang.
What?
One enemy remaining.
Oh.
But this game is so tense. Finally, we should get a bit of a reprieve as NAVI are on an anti-eco.
They do. That's a push out of sand.
Oh no, of course
CNED was alone.
Of
Yeah.
course we're not going to get any break.
Catch your breath, not quite.
But it's just the tension in this game is unreal. Both teams happy to slow down the mid-round and then ending with outrageous clutches. And I think the tension that all the players are feeling is trickling into the game because there's so much on the line. EDG are desperate for this win. The first win that they would have at an international event. First win China would have as well.
What a call here.
And yeah, they're so happy to take the risks, but calculated ones on the eco rounds.
Either side, to be honest. Knife across. Tag there. They don't know Lamps is compromised, but they're going to get themselves onto the side. Tap onto it. Viper's Pit. Drop down. This is going to be really quite difficult to get through now. Deep flank still triple face with a lot of the players of EDG. Kang's trying to go over something, but really you just cannot see a thing in the pit. Contacting all the way through. What? Again, the reactions, the precision of these Edward Gaming players. My God. Every single moment, it's turned on its head. It's 2 players left standing here for Navi. Make it 1. It's all up to Angel, the IGL, with so much to do. Not enough resources at its disposal.
You can't catch a break in any of these rounds, including the Thrifties. EDG just finds so many opportunities there. The push is inspired down B long at that kind of timing in the round. But also, Smoggy's aim is ridiculous. Smoggy and Kankan finding these fights all over the map. They've just picked Na'Vi into a series of ones instead of a full team, and that's what Doombros was talking about in the coach interview. How Na'Vi need to be grouped up in those situations to be able to trade each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, completely alone.
That's the comfort zone for EDG.
It is, yeah.
It really is. If you give them these individual duels, they love to play like that.
Nobody with Chow in showers. Nobody with Sugetsu inside his pit. Punished for it. Flips.
Oh.
But again, only one rifle on board for Na'Vi, and they find themselves up a player.
Is that nobody just going for the AWP? I think a bit of a tap, yeah. And a bit of spam.
Nobody doesn't look like he really has his head in the game in this match, actually. He's been caught out a lot on Pearl and Bind. But
right there,
the rest of the team is really pulling him through. And he does occasionally come out with magic.
No util being used to clear this one. Kang again, just holding it. Hoping for the re-swing, hoping for the peak. Orbital strike, nade. Really nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The util dumped in.
Why not? Let's have another Thrifty.
Yeah. Open invitation to the site here. Na'Vi happily going to be accepting. All the way through, into the back here. Howdong and Smoggy. Already contemplating that he needs to really save this one. He was watching in case there was a flank attempt.
They have a ton of money. The EDG economy has just boomed off the back of the previous Thrifty. And now we're going to see it go the opposite way as well. Both teams are going to be able to buy fairly well for, I think, the rest of the map.
Yeah, potentially all the way to the finish line.
Yeah, depending on how one-sided it ends up being, but so back and forth here. And I feel like both teams are taking risks when they're on their anti-ecos. We pointed it out because Doombros had talked about it, that Na'Vi were playing alone in those kind of situations. You know, Xiao, like I said, alone when Smoggy dueled him, and Sugetsu alone not holding hands with anyone inside his pit. But here again, EDG caught trying to defend over towards B long. I mean, the pick onto nobody. A bit reminiscent actually of Kankan being caught out in that situation in round 14.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just cannot afford to give away those kind of picks because they'll snowball. 10-10. And mistakes are bound to creep into games of this kind of magnitude. And we're not even that deep into the tournament, but there's so much on the line.
It means so much for both of these teams. Attacking Seoul Esports knocked out just earlier. It's all on Edward Gaming, really, representing China for Na'Vi. Again, trying to escape. Not only the sideline to Kang, showstopper, responds and ripped through. CNED does get the one. Wasn't perhaps the target he was looking for, but to take it nevertheless. Now we see it, no command. It's through, it's dropped. Angel to his knees. Potentially resible, you hear it. Yep, from that kind of range. Sugetsu is safe to do so, but it's instantly punished. All the way through, Sugetsu! Just ridiculous. It's a wide face, a wide swing. He pulls 2 kills out of seemingly nowhere.
That's the level of quality that Na'Vi have got on board.
Oh, timings!
Both now just group up.
Yeah.
And yeah, EDG are leaving. I mean, the timing found.
It's just brutal for them.
It really is. They've left open the B site completely.
Played into the back of the spawn. They're only going to know, really, when the spike gets tapped.
And this is anyone's. It looks like Na'Vi should have the advantage in the 2v2 post plant of this, in this kind of scenario. But they've got to be careful, got to be cautious, and maybe if they take a bit too long about this, I mean, EDG will get the read. If they end up pushing
into spawn, there's no way.
I mean, Howdong isn't on an aggressive line.
It's a contact double clear. They're hoping to catch somebody who was all the way back. Howdong is so far back.
I mean, there's only 20 seconds. They have to end B.
Yeah.
They're hoping to catch somebody in the back. But this also means that they're not going to have too much time to reposition.
10 seconds left.
And can they possibly get the read here that the site's utterly empty?
Planted inside of Tube. No information.
Oh, that bad flash is going to make them think.
Oh, no.
EDG are on the flank.
This could be disastrous for Na'Vi. But yeah, no sound cue off of the flash. It is being watched for, though. Sugetsu, now he hears it. There's some util. Can't hit the shots, though. He did a lot for them in this round. It's up to Zipan now. Can he salvage it, pick up the pieces and make something for the round? A wide swing from Smoggy. He's punished. Pop flash. Thinks twice. Thinks against it. Hao Dong. Just magnificent.
He's been incredible for them in clutch situations. And Smoggy's amazing to be able to get that opener as well. But yeah, Hao Dong, an absolute clutch menace for them over on Pearl with his 2Ks to get them into overtime and winning one of the OT rounds for them. Really stepping up. And he's shaken NAVI.
Enemy remaining.
Both teams feeling it, aren't they? Felt that, the deep breath taken collectively by the Edward Gaming players. I mean, celebrations, of course, in order. This has brought you a very narrow margin. Up to 11 now versus NAVI's 10.
There have been such an extraordinary amount of rounds in this map decided by 1v1s, 1v2s, situations like that. NAVI are now 2 rounds away from being eliminated 0-2 at Masters Tokyo, both in terms of match scores and potentially map scores right here in this one. After they played, you know, a reasonable game against NRG, but they just are so close, neck and neck with EDG, and yet the small moments going the way of the Chinese squad. This is unthinkable scenes for NAVI. They haven't found themselves in this kind of position before. Always make it deep in tournaments. Fantastic record in elimination games. The thought of going back to EMEA to have to play LCQ after you just get out of Tokyo.
Yeah,
At least if you get eliminated this early, you've got some chance to prep. But that is a sad silver lining.
It's brutal, isn't it? You know, you're thinking about it. The blessing that's been brought by Fnatic's finish and lock-in just quickly turns into a curse.
And the monkey's paw curls.
Knife over the top. That's going to be sailing down. Lands into showers, so they now know where Kang is. And
do they anticipate the op?
Probably.
Yeah.
At this point, probably, mates. Yeah, I think they do.
Blinded.
So NAVI are going to accelerate this. Slow acceleration for sure, but all grouping up towards B. Only 2 players from EDG there.
Yeah. Trailblazer used a bit later here. Nade. That's going to be for the back of the site there. Fragment, Snakebite, all of it in conjunction. Cascade, dash forwards. Oh my god, hello! Jishu, he's gifted that one. Hopping onto the box to get to. You have no right, man. How is he resetting the aim, but nobody's clearing close. Hao Dong's there, and 3 kills for him.
Over in
the blink of an eye, Josh.
EDG are up. They are on 12. Match point in their hands.
That was a subtle shake of the head from Angel. Not pleased.
No.
Rushing into it, man. Rushing into it. You have handed them the 12th round. Look at that.
I mean, what was the blind there? The court scene there? Was that one coming out from nobody, or was that some kind of team flash? I'm not exactly sure. Give credit to nobody and assume that it was a nice counterplay. But CNED looked like he was about to go and kiss Chishu on the mouth.
Yeah, he's right up close.
All right, 1 step away from EDG. We saw both of these teams miss a few map points on Pearl. Can EDG put it away for them, for China?
To get that first international win on the stage. The entirety of their region against NAVI. Nevertheless, strong opponent. They have chances now. Dog, Trailblazer, does not see it. Pushed up onto the right-hand corner, that's Angel. He's at the off angle. EDG, good gaming using their own dog, don't actually spot too much. In fact, now a bit of a heavy group up. Flash goes deep into showers.
I don't think did he even pop it over there?
I'm not too sure.
By the way, Zipan and Angel only working with Sheriffs in this round.
Mosh pit's being thrown here. Is that one landing? Maybe expecting somebody to contact through. I mean, I think that was just going short.
It was supposed to land B long, but I don't think
it landed short of it, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think it missed.
Blinded.
Landed on a rooftop somewhere. NAVI grouped up, going for a B pop.
Mosh gives info. Knife broken.
That
Wall
means
in their face.
Kang can use his thrash.
There it is! Kill found, but he's going to be pushed out of the corner. Another satchel play. Damage done to CNED. Still standing, though, still alive. The rest of NAVI collecting it with the rifles. Molly at the feet of nobody. He spammed through the smoke. He heard it. A tap of the plant, and now we're seeing the ults really let loose. This could be it. The turning point. No connection on the flash, and nobody still takes the fight, still pushes forwards because he knows time is of the essence. Shao shuts it down. Any chance for some counter play? Oh, goodness me.
NAVI dig deep and force things into a final round of regulation. What a round from them. Great utility work to push Kang out into the open. And this time they're actually ready to punish instead of going for their exec. They also dealt with nobody really nicely, who overstepped himself just a slight bit trying to punish the timing. Well. 11-12.
Comes down to this, does it? Okay.
Overtime or an Edward Gaming win.
How do they handle it? NAVI pulling everything together to try and deny it, but last chance in the regulation.
I mean, they're aware. They've got to know that Smoggy's in that corner with how quickly Kang broke it. Question is, do they have utility to be able to punish? And it doesn't look like it.
The mosh being used.
Angel's coming back over here and he has the fragment grenade. Smoggy's got dash though, so it doesn't look like the Jet's going to be stuck in the corner.
Yet to be seen. Kang still has his own ult as well. Thrash could be brutal. Are they going to be playing heavy for B long? I mean, look towards Lat, or I should say, that's a deep push from Smoggy. Just contacting in. The NAVI player's holding. Flash pushing past it all the way forwards. He only gets the one. This is crumbling. Satchel forwards, no kill. Bit of spam, random bullets as well, hoping for a freebie. Doesn't get that with the Viper's pit down as well. Again, just raw spam, praying that the bullets connect. Nobody is quick behind them. Into elbow, must have heard this call as well. Spraying through, can't land the transfer. CNED, he returns and trades. It's 2 versus 3. Pit's still up. Util in the hands of Howdong, doesn't know where the players are, but he's doubled up. Him and Chichu. The smoke's in their face though. Hard to get through, eventually fades, time running out. They still have the Cove, but it's crossfire. Xiao's ready for it, it's a slide off angle, he's swinging, surely, yeah. Off the contact, it's all down to just the one. Playing away, backed away, time running so damn short. Cisa gets to running and gunning. We are going to overtime again.
NAVI looks so composed in these moments, and that's a major contrast to EDG in those final couple of rounds. Kang had his Thrash and was unable to use it in either of the rounds that could have sent them to the victory. He goes for a repush along with Smoggy. It just feels antsy from EDG.
Yeah.
They're relying on hero plays to be able to take them across the line instead of playing fundamentally well as a team. And it's offered NAVI an opportunity back into this. On map 1, we saw NAVI up 12-9. It ended a long time later, deep into OT. This time, you know, EDG had a similar kind of advantage. NAVI had to win 2 in a row even to get us to this point. And ops on both sides. Screw the regulation time, it comes down to OT. What you got? What is still remaining in the tank?
EDG hoping now to pull it over the line here in map number 2. Prevent it going the distance. NAVI. I mean, obviously having different ideas of their approach into it. It's a deep Viper Orb is going to be placed down into short.
Kang's also taking this attack up into hookah.
There's a corner to get to, has been playing net frequently.
Great read. Kang changes up his positioning in order to punish a NAVI player that he's pretty confident is going to be playing that angle. Beautiful stuff. Now NAVI go for a reclear of sand. Is that what Xiao and Zipan are up to? Yeah, they use the Trailblazer to try and set Xiao up.
Yeah, the Trailblazer.
But this, because it's not a contact reclear, it's going to clue EDG in.
This is going to be a brutal time in for the observers.
This fight's all over the place.
Backing away. Here's one. Xiao resets the aim as well. The rifle was cooled down to potentially take away a second life, but no. Denied, traded. 3 versus 4. Oh, Angel! Where's he pulling that one from? Ferrari swing.
30 seconds.
Peeking wide. There was nothing to set it up.
That's
and
ridiculous.
okay, he's made it 3 for 3.
If he dies there, we're calling him a fool, but he looks like a hero because he lands the shot.
Certified Angel moment. Cove, drop down. Howdong looking for the safe plant. Chishu pushed up close and deep, he hears it. Tapping through, that was for a smoke. Chishu also answers. 2 versus 2, gotta know where the positioning is. And Chishu is relatively trapped. Did he hear the drop down? He was covered from the wide swing, vulnerable up. CNED dropped down to 52 health, still with the operator. He'd love a rifle right now, but he doesn't want to make any noise. Any chance of him winning has to be off of contact, cutting all semblance, any idea where he could be. at the minds of EDG, but they set this on up all the way. There it is. Halo takes the peak. 13-12. Once more, it's Edward Gaming granted a chance to close this out.
And now pulses are going to quicken, hands are going to start to shake. Both on the verge. Momentous, historic situations. NAVI eliminated this early in the tournament. Unthinkable. EDG, one round away from being able to have that glorious win that they're looking for. A historic moment for China. That's what they said in an interview before they even flew out here. That's what they were looking for. A historic moment for China. Winning a match, making it to playoffs.
Think about it as well, as a region. They've been playing catch-up. Haven't had the many years that we've had so far in VCT history.
Game's not even released there.
Exactly. These players are playing on the international stage, people questioning even, decision to invite the Chinese teams. But listen, this is why you never count out any region. Give them the chance to shine, and my God, they will do so brightly. But still one more step to take to bring it over the line, to send home NAVI, send them packing into the last chance qualifier.
And I wouldn't get the confetti out yet. You saw how deep we got into overtime on Pearl.
Yeah.
I mean, NAVI,
Yeah.
I feel like a fool every time moments of doubt creep into my mind with this squad, because you look at the roster and what they've achieved in the past. And I still believe they're capable of being able to win this series, but they're going to have to prove it.
Let's see how it goes.
It's been on a knife's edge this whole time, this series.
Been in this spot before, that's for sure. So, see if they can ramp it up now. Bring it even once more. Keep the play going on bind. Xiao tucked close to the corner. There's a double-up play into Showers. This is very different. Usually, Edward Gaming, who are playing heavy towards B long. Does Xiao clear this one? Smoggy is looking in a different direction. Dash, though, backs away, doesn't realize that nobody else was behind this one. Nade, Trailblazer, this might just be setting them up. Showers control, still theirs. An Angel seeking to re-clear late. He pays for it with his life.
3 players left.
Try and breathe some life into the round, into the series, to stay into the action. Contact plays, 55 seconds, a chance to teleport, to evacuate, to get into a different direction. It's a double clear onto the flank through short. NAVI, they're still sticking around, and they are paying for it. Edward Gaming. They converge, they collapse, they strike them down, and China get their win.